of that and more on the show today. We've already done a greater crowd focus on television with lots of various permutations and combinations. How are you voting? Is your vote still out there, or have you already made up your mind? So the question is, why wait for December when you can bring Christmas closer to you? The Total Energies is kicking off the holiday spirit with our Bronya Lube Bay special. Started on the 1st of November, it's on till 31st January. Spreading some festive cheer with a free elite car wash when you come to any of our major stations for an engine oil change. Visit Community One Stadium. Visit Sakumano, Farah Avenue, Oxford Street, Dakuma, Link Road, Liberation Road, Tesano, Apremdo. These are the 7 stations where this promo is running. We're also on Facebook at Total Energies Ghana, Twitter at Total Energies GH, and Instagram at Total Energies GH as well. And the question is, have you been peeverized? Have you yet been peeverized? Oh my God, a great drink made in Ghana with very distinct flavors. Cola, cocktail, grape, tangy, all available at a shop near you. It's available at your local store. You may also call 0550032231. What makes the show great is interaction. We want to hear from you. Don't be boring. Send us a WhatsApp message. Send me a voice note. What is your emotion during the electoral elections? Are you apprehensive? Are you anticipating? Are you nervous? Are you excited? Are you indifferent? What one adjective best describes your feeling toward this election? I'm being vigilant and alert, and I'm also quite curious as to what Ghanaians will decide this time around. A very different kind of election. 054-998-6996 633. Nyamima Ghana Menjina. Yes, and the haircut ahead of the election has been released. The first one, you know, there are things you do, like as elections coming, people do. He's done the first haircut, he's done the top, then on Friday he'll do the bottom, he'll shave the beard. You appear on television in all his glory, in his mask. No, you're a big man. Yeah.
I'm asking the papa.
You are getting ready.
I'm getting ready.
This is going to be our first AI-powered election.
This is the place where everything is happening.
Yeah,
he will give you all the insight.
He wants to do AI in the election.
The ones you have not seen before.
They say, I don't any form of AI. AI can talk, but AI can't vote. This guy,
I will deliver for you.
Waiting for the day AI can feed me.
No, he will feed you. He will supply the food. He will supply the food.
Stop eating.
We are using AI to do farming these days. I mean, you can sit here while in your lovely, picky. Yeah. You have a large, cocoa farm or whatever farm that you have. And you can do spraying. You can do weeding, all those things remotely. Sitting here.
I don't want to sit. I want to go there. I don't part of the experience. I want to be there. Don't. This is the solution to the problem. I want to go. I don't want to be there. Honestly, is it the norm? Like this week, I passed through Accra. Charlie, the shopping.
Oh, brothers are shopping.
Accra is full. And not because of the elections or what? I think somehow everybody wants to do some things before the election, because usually the election brings uncertainty. Okay. So a lot of schools will go on break.
Yeah.
A lot of some schools are vacated, some are breaking and will do their exams after the election. Charlie. So people just want to be sure that everything is okay.
Wearing shoes and coats and wigs.
Generally, when people vote on a day, the 3 days into the voting is a lot of time.
And also Friday is a holiday.
So Friday is a holiday. Saturday we vote. In the past, you would have waited for the result maybe Monday.
Yes.
This year we are told probably come earlier. So it's normal for people to want to do everything.
But this year the election, if the results come early, they will miss the one touch.
No, but it can still come early and you still have a second half.
Sunday.
Yeah, you can. Once the result is in, it's in.
Sunday.
So I don't think.
I think Monday. I don't know
I think
Monday morning.
I think Monday is realistic.
Yes, Monday morning.
Don't forget that 2020 they said they were hoping to do 2 days, but they couldn't do it. So they said this year they will say
because
anything.
we might be getting percentages.
So
in the last time they said it's something,
last time they said they would do it. Last time they spoke too soon. So this year they don't want to say anything. But they are all hoping. Everybody wants to get it quick.
When people are taking extra classes on mathematics,
in the meantime, though, what you are saying that people are buying. So they are buying. Then why are they complaining on the voices we are hearing that are heavy?
The people who sell things, have you ever heard them say that people have bought things?
Wait. You say people are in the market.
Yes.
Do you know what they're actually doing there?
They were buying.
Not window shopping.
Which market?
In any event, we don't have window shopping. Like that.
And you are sure they were buying?
Honestly, they were buying.
What kind of things?
The shoes, the clothes. There's a market. There's a selling area opposite the City Hotel. Accra City Hotel.
Yes.
That's enclave.
You
can't pass.
Yeah, that's right. In the morning.
This morning. No, normally it's calm.
Yeah.
They were buying.
Today they're telling people are aggressive.
Maybe the last minute election preparation.
Or people are buying them to go and use to.
And I drove past them pretty early. People were doing early morning shopping. Second issue for me, Aloski, we still yesterday it's good we heard from Kodeo. Yesterday you said that we must hear from Kodeo.
They've sent a statement.
They sent a very nice statement.
We'll read it today.
The EC, we still haven't heard from them. So please, EC.
On what? On the special voting. On the special voting. They have not issued a statement. Okay. So maybe we can start with the Kodeo.
Okay.
The statement they issued is one of the headlines. But let's start with the Ghanaian Times.
Okay. So the Ghanaian Times comes with a photograph of Dr. George Ekufu-Dampare, who is the IGP, and the headline says December 7 polls. Election Security Task Force talks tough. Declares zero tolerance for machoism, and says that they will not allow uniformed non-state security personnel on election day. Also on the front page this morning, the EC has cleared the air on journalists with accreditation. So they are now saying that we can access constituency, regional and coalition centers. Also something here that says establish sovereign legal system to prevent ICC intervention. That's the Attorney General talking to African nations. And the economy remains on strong positive trajectory according to the Minister for Finance, whose photograph is here, MP for Karaga.
The front page of the Daily Graphic is election heavy. The IGP is here. Zero tolerance for violence, the same as Ghanaian Times. EC cautions media against declaring election results. Sharks deploys 300 election observers. Students Loan Trust opens application portal for 2024-2025 academic year.
The Chronicle, Ghana's economy rebounds strongly, says Amin Adam. Also on the front page, fake police soldiers will be arrested. Dampare warning ahead of the 2024 elections. And don't vote for NDC. They will destroy free senior high school. Collins Amankwa is quoted here on the front page of the Chronicle.
Let me take you to the front page of the Herald now. It says Buffalo soldier takes final salute at 37 military hospital. Ameru promises night trade in New Hohoi market. Baumia outdoors digital border control system and e-gates at Kotoka Airport. Sopokwa Jiman demands whereabouts of Baumia's Cape Coast Airport.
Okay.
Under pressure, ex-health minister declares shoot to kill in Doma Central on Saturday. Leaves residents apprehensive. And they have put a photo of the former health minister here. There's also a story between force bodyguards, gunshots and beatings sparked attack on his convoy.
The Republic Press says election task force on high alert announces zero tolerance for thugs ahead of the elections. Also, Baumia unveils e-gate system at Kotoka International Airport, and Kufuado boosts NHIA operations with 45 vehicles donation.
The front page of the Daily Guide, election related, the IGP's task force story is here. IMF is here. The opening of the e-gate is also here.
The Informer, Dan Botre jabs Mahama over unclear 24-hour economy policy. Also, something here that says prophet foretells Baumia victory. Your testimony is ahead of you.
Front page of the News Center: Ghana to create 9 million digital jobs to rake in $4 billion by 2030. That's a report. The Vice President and the E-Gates on the front page of the paper. NPP promises to upgrade nursing and midwifery colleges to degree awarding institutions.
I see. The Daily Democrat says John Mahama is the leader Ghana needs. Ufosu Ampofo is quoted here. He's the former chairman of the party. Also, something here that says a John Mahama agroeconomic transformation through a 24-hour economy. Dr. Peter Boama Utokuno writing about that.
The Inquest also has Dr. Boama Utokuno on the front page, and a post on the front page with the diploma to degree promise for nurse midwives colleges, and also Gusitano NPP's job creation claims imaginary.
And finally, from me, the Daily Analyst says this morning, police probe alleged attack on Asante Hene's convoy at Techiman. Also, GJA observers ready to monitor 2024 elections, according to the president of the GJA, Dumfo. And the election task force security story also makes the front page.
The front page of the Publisher has my constituency under review, Ablikuma West, and Ursula gets major developmental projects. I'll check that story also on the front page of the paper. But
let's go online, citynewsroom.com. Baumia is experienced and ready to lead Ghana. This is Akufo-Addo. Also, Amin Adam says we've maintained fiscal discipline despite 2024 elections. Meanwhile, Mahama says government is operating fake news machinery to tarnish his image. Judicial Service refutes claims of politically motivated judge transfers, and vote Mahama to restore honesty and service in governance. NDC appeals to Ghanaians. Now, in other headlines, Ghana has moved from taxation to robbery. This is Daniel Yaudomelevo. He also is asking us to vote for honest, principled leaders to transform the nation. Channel 1 News this morning is also heavy on elections. Akufo-Addo says choose progress over failure. In other stories, special vote in security officers' role in food distribution alarming. Kojo Pumpuni Asante. Meanwhile, Baumia unveils digital border control system at and E-Gates at KIA. And then a few stories from Domelevo's speech yesterday. He backs Strice's call for forensic audit for the National Cathedral. Meanwhile, more lives at risk due to inadequate funding. AIDS Commission is warning. And then police investigate alleged attack on Asante's convoy. We'll bring you the highlights of this story during the show proper. My journal line this morning, National Cathedral, we don't manage public funds with the Bible. Domelevo is saying there's a couple of stories. I've never silenced dissenting voice. Lydia Al-Hassan's reaction to Legon security guard video. Also, we will seal every ballot box. NDC stank with computer slams Ashanti Regional EC boss for blocking party seals. And then Ghana's economic crisis looms over impending elections. It's an article on that website. Meanwhile, the minority said they will be in parliament on December 16. This is the MP Roxanne Nelson Eche Dapamako speaking on myjoyonline.com. All right, so let's get into the details.
Okay, so let me take off with this story surrounding the Ayawaso West Wogon constituency. A number of institutions are speaking. Shira spoke yesterday, page 9 of the Daily. The Ghanaian Times has that story. Benjamin Tete writes on page 9 and says the Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice Shraj has condemned the Member of Parliament for the Ayawaso West Wogon constituency, Mrs. Lydia Sayira Malhassan, for allegedly distributing food to voters during the special voting held on Monday. Now, during the special voting, Mrs. Al-Hassan, together with her constituency women organizer, were said to have been captured in a video distributing food to voters in a queue. Now, the Commissioner of Shura, Dr. Joseph Withal, noted that such act was not only illegal, but also tantamount to corruption and integrity issues that needed not to be condoned in any democratic dispensation.
Now, still on this, Dumelo has filed a complaint to OSP over Lydia Al-Hassan's food sharing incident. The NDC parliamentary candidate for Ayawaso West Wogon has filed a formal complaint against Lydia Sayira Al-Hassan, incumbent MP for the constituency, with the Office of the Special Prosecutor. His complaint follows the alleged sharing of food by the MP. Now, Dumelo, who criticized the MP for her action in a Facebook post, called on the OSP to take immediate steps to bring the MP to book and prevent him from repeating the action. Now, I'm still on Ayawaso West Wogon, and the special votes. Kojo Pumpuni Asante, who is the Director of Advocacy and Policy Engagement at CDD, has expressed serious concern over reports of security personnel participating in receiving food during the special voting exercise. Now, Speaking during an interview with Umaru Sanda Amadu on Face to Face, Dr. Asante described the involvement of security personnel in such activities as troubling and potentially compromising their neutrality. He questioned the adherence of these officials to established electoral protocols, emphasizing the importance of upholding impartiality during elections.
Let me take you to the IGP, who's been talking about zero tolerance for violence on election day on the front page of the Daily Graphic and a couple of other newspapers. The National Election Security Task Force, led by the IGP, George Ekufu Dampare, has declared zero tolerance for machoism and the wearing of uniforms of security services by non-security personnel during the upcoming December 7th general election. At a crunch meeting with political parties in Accra yesterday, the Election Security Task Force communicated this resolve to tame any deviant behavior that could threaten the peace and security of the public. Now, the IGP outlined the redefined de-escalation strategy, which is focused on providing the contact numbers of the police leadership at the national, regional, divisional, and district commands to the public for timely contact. The strategy, he said, was to ensure quick and effective resolution of security issues at any location across the country during the period promptly.
Okay, quickly, let me draw your attention to page 2 of the statement issued yesterday by Cordale, talking about the matters that are rising following the special voting. So they talked about incidents of vote buying. So apparently it wasn't only the Ayawaso West was one constituency. So observers reported 2 cases of alleged vote buying at Keta in the Volta region. Some party representatives at a polling station shared money to people who voted for their candidates. Are you serious? At the Wejagbawe constituency in the Greater Accra region, some individuals believed to be MPP party representatives were at the polling station's gate giving out 100 and 500 Ghana cedis to voters to cast their votes for the MPP. How much money do they have?
It's serious.
Whoa! In Jamai North, located in the Bono region, an uniformed police officer who doubles as a key member of the incumbent MP security detail attempted to prevent the MPP party chairman and several representatives from sharing money. This reportedly resulted in verbal attacks on the officer. Just except later we'll be bringing you full details on what exactly.
I'll stay with politics and go to page 16 of the Daily Graphic. Former President Mahama, who is the presidential candidate of the NDCs in the Ashanti region, is going to see the Asantehene. And he has promised to finish uncompleted projects in the region. He cited some projects he started in the region during his first tenure of office that the current government had abandoned, including the Fire Military Hospital, phase 2 of the Kijetia Market, and phase 2 of the Kumasi Airport.
He actually complained about a fake news machinery he says has been put in place to tarnish his image, and it's related to the incident that happened to the Otum Force convoy. And he claims that there's a sort of a fake news that's been claiming that he was behind the attack. The Herald is actually reporting that there was another cause for that particular attack on the Otum Force convoy. If you can give me that story quickly.
Well, yes, that's on the front page of the Herald. Do you have that?
No. So I think the Chronicle has an editorial on it, and they say the attack on the Otum Force convoy. We applaud police preemptive response. They are blessing the Ghana Police Service for the sweet manner in which they are dealing with the matter. And somewhere in the editorial, they say that, as we earlier indicated, the chiefs are the very embodiment of the ethnic groups they represent. So any attack on them is an attack on the whole group they represent. We only hope that what happened at Techiman was a pure criminal conduct exhibited by the youth and has no link to chieftaincy issues.
Was it even reported? Because I don't recall the news.
So it came out somewhere in the dead of the night. I saw feed on Twitter, people talking about it, videos of what had happened and all of that.
So when did this happen?
So it was a day before yesterday, somewhere, either yesterday into 2 days ago into yesterday, or somewhere around that time, because apparently he had gone to a funeral of
from Nkranza,
and he was returning when the convoy was allegedly attacked by some youth. There has been this back and forth between him and the Domahini, the judge, and it would seem that some people have decided.
I'm worried because the NDP too had an attack on their convoy. They said there was no politics links to it. The NDP. This is 2 weeks ago. The presidential candidate was driving somewhere in the hinterland, and he was attacked by some robbers. Luckily, he escaped unhurt.
Similarly, the running mate of the NDC flag bearer also had something thrown at his vehicle, which the police say they are investigating.
All right, now let's move to some campaign issues, but let's talk about the airport. The vice president was at the airport yesterday,
So,
and we went to commission the e-gate.
Yes, so I have the story on page 3 of the Republic Press, and it says Baumia unveils e-gate system at Kotoka.
The gate didn't want to open.
So
is that what happened?
No, so there are two. So some people have taken the first phase of the video, and they are showing it as
but initially he scanned the thing and it took about a minute for it to open.
It was processed.
It was an awkward wait because usually when you're doing a commissioning, when you're doing such a thing, they need to make it go quickly.
Yeah, that's right. It was.
So he stood there for almost like 45 seconds.
It was processing.
The people should be sacked. Head must rule.
No, the point is that it opened eventually.
It's technology. Too much.
No, technology. Things happen, especially when you are now piloting it properly.
After you put the whole vice president there and then let the man be standing there. Read the story.
The story says Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Baumia has opened an electronic gate system at the Kotoka International Airport, marking a significant milestone in Ghana's digital revolution. Now, the e-gate system is designed to provide smooth and easy passage for passengers on arrival, reducing turnaround time and enhancing the overall travel experience. Now, the system leverages cutting-edge technology, including artificial intelligence, biometrics and data processing, to create a frictionless travel experience. Now, with the ability to facilitate e-visas, Ghana is now well prepared for the future of border management. Well, biometrics and data processing, all of these things you can subsume under.
All right, now let's get a couple more stories.
Okay.
This is judicial service.
Okay.
They are refuting claims of politically motivated judge transfers. This story is on citynewsroom.com. The Judicial Service Ghana has clarified that judicial transfers, including the recent reassignment of Justice Priscilla Dikro Ofori, are routine administrative actions and are not intended to disrupt cases. Now, this was in response to a Herald story last week that the transfer of a particular judge was coupling the special prosecutor's efforts. Now, in a statement issued yesterday, the JSC explained that such transfers are part of an annual process or occur as circumstances require. The service emphasized that judges being transferred are required to finalize judgments in completed cases and to complete trials that are near resolution. And of course, this was a response to a report in the Herald suggesting that the transfer of this judge was aimed to frustrate the special prosecutor's ongoing trial of Alex Kwabena Safo Kantanka. So they issued that statement to stress that the Justice Ofori's transfer is one of many involving over 20 judges across various court levels and is not connected to any alleged interference in the judicial process. It urged the public to understand the operational framework governing judicial transfers. The full statement is then reproduced on the website.
I think that is largely the position. I mean, merely because the judge has been transferred does not mean that if he is full, he's almost through the entire process, that he cannot write judgment and deliver the same. So we hope that trial has neared completion and that there will be judgment delivered and whoever is responsible for what was said to have happened.
All right.
Let me take you to the back page of the Daily Graphic, Bernard. Some good news there. Story by Chris Nuno. Government upgrades Nationalism Park to boost tourism.
Where is the thing?
Osu.
Which part of Osu?
It's in the story.
Okay.
And so the Nationalism Park in Accra has been developed by the government to boost its tourism potential. The grounds have thus been well illuminated and fenced with sections of the floor paved with design blocks. In addition, the bust of the late Osumanche Kwabena Boni III, who was said to be very instrumental in the struggle for the independence of the country, has been erected in between two huge plaques inscribed with quotes from both the national anthem and the national pledge. Now, this was opened by the president and the current Osumanche Alata Manche as well, Kwabena Boni the fifth.
All right, so there are a couple of stories on the economy. The Minister of Finance says we've stabilized the economy. He was speaking following the receiving of the tranche of money that has coming from the IMF.
The money we should be seeing it too.
Meanwhile, there's another story that's suggesting that the economy is going to face troubling times post-election. It's an analysis that's on my Journal Online, and that seems to sort of paint a different picture. It's a Reuters story that was originally written, that was reproduced there. Then there's a very interesting one where a massive demo is to hit Elmina, where residents are asking for the return of GN Bank. So the story says the streets of Elmina in the central region, were charged. So I said it has happened. We're charged with emotion on Monday as hundreds of demonstrators led by Dr. Wakwe Sindum took to the streets in a demonstration as part of the ongoing Bring Back GM Bank campaign. The participants from all walks of life expressed their frustration over the collapse of GM Bank, calling for its reinstatement. Now, I wanted to end with a story on the BBC.
What are they saying?
Reproduced by Majonai. Woman sentenced in case that sparked Springfield cat eating rumors. So apparently an American woman, so it wasn't even real, an American woman whose case was one of the sparks behind baseless claims about Haitian immigrants, has been sentenced to a year in prison for animal cruelty. So it was an Americans who are eating cats, so it's not African immigrants.
The cats.
Authorities said Alexis Farrell, 27, attacked the cat in a place called Canton, Ohio. She's a U.S. citizen. The incident happened about 170 miles away from a large Haitian community in Springfield, Ohio. Her case was one of several incidents cited online which fed into rumors about immigrants eating pets.
Was she previously connected to some man from the Volta region?
So stop that nonsense. now,
do you eat cats?
You know what happened? No, but it's serious. During a presidential debate in September, Trump said in Springfield they are eating the dogs, they are eating the cats. Now, but the woman actually, she was sentenced because she was actually she did it in a very funny way or very distressing way. So she
don't tell us.
She basically was trying to kill the cat and eat it, and they found evidence of that and fair.
But in those things, there's complete expertise elsewhere.
Clearly, she doesn't have that background.
That's a problem.
And in Namibia, Bernard, there's a new president, the first female president from the ruling party, SWAPO. All those SWAPOs, massive numbers from previously has been whittled down. So the new president of Namibia is Netumbo Nandi Ndaitwa. And in the US, Elon Musk in Delaware, a court there has barred him from collecting $56 billion that his own company had agreed to pay him.
Wow.
Yes, they say if they agree, conflict of interest matters will just go through the roof.
Then they should just pay it to me and we'll share it here.
Thank you, Scott.
The NDP people say that the victory of the vice president Namibia is good news for them. The NDP people are saying that the victory of Donald Trump in the UAE is good news for them. So we'll see how it is claiming.
Oh, jump on now. Go. Ugomi, at what time when you come back where I don't hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car? No, I don't change my car. It be the same ride. It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, so this is the type of fuel where they want to. Cause now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it will protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mind self be the 3-in-1 action. No, Excellium they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open there. So where can I find this magical fuel? Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you. Hey, then make a finish my gobe fast then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why you have my gobe inside? I give you info. Make a full the gobe too small. Go. Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
Looking for a burst of flavor in every sip? Discover the refreshing taste of Piva beverages. Enjoy the classic Piva Cola flavor, perfect fit anytime. How about a fruity adventure? Try our delightful Piva orange fruit drink packed with recognized citrus flavor. Craving something exotic? Our Piva cocktail fruit drink brings the tropics to you. For a sweet and juicy treat, grab our grapefruit drink and don't miss out on the refreshing Piva Tangerine fruit drink bursting with tangerine flavor. Piva Cola, Piva Orange, Piva Cocktail, Piva Grip, Piva Tangy. Grab yours today. Available now at your local store. Call us on 05500-32231. Piva, a taste you love. This advert is FDA approved.
P for Piva.
When you wake up in the morning and you know the money calling, when you go work, but you know inside you for believe in us, you for hold our head and believe Cause you know inside me, your side. But when you dream, lost, I did want you. And when you hustle every day, anywhere I go, everything you do, I did want you. Fidelity. If I believe in us, fidelity. When you fall on your side, fidelity.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
City Business News 7. Nilati Lati. Good morning.
Good morning, Bernard. It's midweek. This is the breakfast edition of City Business News on 97.3 City FM. The bulletin is proudly brought to you by MTN, Goil and EcoBank. Coming up this morning, Atlantic Lithium embarks on massive job cuts amid regulatory delays and market pressures over its Ewoya mining lease ratification. Also, government rules out possibility of parliamentary standoff affecting its financial obligations post-elections as it expresses preparedness to present the 2025 mini budget. Later, how feasible are the political party manifestos on agriculture? We assess the policies for the sector and how they intend to better the lives of farmers. My name is Latte. Many thanks indeed for joining us this Wednesday morning. Atlantic Lithium Limited has embarked on some significant employee headcount cuts, citing delays in the ratification of its Ewoya mining lease and decline in lithium prices as the company reallocates resources to critical activities to advance Ghana's first lithium mine. City Business News' Daniel Sakiti has the rest of the story.
At the 2024 annual general meeting of Atlantic Lithium Limited, CEO Keith Muller announced significant business cuts due to the delays in the ratification of the Ewoya mining lease, further compounded by subdued lithium prices. The company, which is advancing Ghana's first lithium mine, has had to reduce its workforce and prioritize critical activities to ensure project progress amid constrained resources. Despite the challenges, the company has achieved notable milestones, including environmental permits and progress on feasibility studies. However, political delays in Ghana's parliamentary processes linked to the upcoming elections have prevented the mining lease final ratification, stalling key project timelines. The CEO stressed the company's commitment to maintaining favorable terms in ongoing funding discussions despite market headwinds, and praised partners such as the Minerals Income Investment Fund for their continued support. Atlantic Lithium remains optimistic about the long-term demand for lithium and anticipates a clearer regulatory roadmap post-elections. The company continues to work on refining technical studies and securing contracts to move towards its final investment decision.
That report was put together by City Business News' Daniel Saki to talk about that parliamentary standoff because the government has expressed its readiness to present the 2025 mini budget. However, it awaits a resolution of the still meeting parliament to secure a confirmed date for the budget reading. Finance Minister Dr. Mohammed Amin Adam says government is focused on delivering its policy priorities for sustained economic growth.
There are concerns that Parliament may be unable to present the 2025 mini-budget before the general elections due to recent developments in the House. This situation could potentially lead to a government shutdown early next year, affecting the payment of salaries to public sector workers in particular. However, at his monthly economic update, the Finance Minister expressed optimism about a swift resolution to facilitate the timely delivery of the budget and ensure the smooth implementation of state policies.
It's been presented to Parliament, and so we're waiting for Parliament's own time to approve it. If this Parliament, current Parliament, does not approve it, the next Parliament will approve it. Certainly, when Parliament is not functioning, it affects the government.
The Finance Minister acknowledged that the parliamentary standoff has delayed the disbursement of some $300 million in World Bank funding to Ghana.
We should have passed certain legislation that would have qualified us to receive $300 million from the World Bank. the World Bank has not disbursed the money because those bills have not been passed into law because Parliament is not working as it should. And so this is just one example of how the impasse in Parliament has affected the management of the economy.
Parliament is expected to reconvene from its indefinite break on December 16.
Meanwhile, government is on track to settle obligations to Eurobond holders ahead of the January 2025 maturity date. This will mark the second consecutive achievement in meeting its commitment following the successful payment of some $520 million in coupon obligations in October this year. The January settlement signals the government's commitment to maintaining its creditworthiness and rebuilding investor confidence amidst ongoing economic reforms. Here is Finance Minister Dr. Mohammed Amin Adam again.
In Eurobond debts, the servicing is in the form of coupons, and we are doing it already. We've already paid coupons amounting to about 520 million United States dollars, which we did in, I think it was in October. Our next coupon payment will be 2nd January, and we are ready. We are not going to default. We are ready to service our debts.
That's Minister responsible for Finance, Dr. Mohammed Amin Adam. Now, consumers of petroleum products have begun paying more for the commodity because some oil marketing companies have started marginally increasing fuel prices following the commencement of the first pricing window in December. Shell has already taken the lead by increasing the prices of both petrol and diesel. A litre of petrol, which previously sold for 14 cedis 82 pesos during the second pricing window in November, is now being retailed at 14 cedis 99 pesos, reflecting a marginal increment. Similarly, diesel, previously priced at 15 cedis 66 pesos per litre, is now being sold at 15 cedis 72 pesos. Moving on, former Auditor General Daniel Yaw-Domlevo has called for reforms in Ghana's Public Procurement Act with a particular focus on high-value procurement contracts awarded through international tendering. Domlevo highlights the need to promote greater participation by local businesses in international tenders, stressing the importance of building Ghana's domestic capacity while fostering competition and innovation. He's been speaking at a public forum on curbing illicit financial flows through accountable governance, the role of the media.
So when we are talking about value for money, let's ask ourselves, is our procurement exporting jobs or creating jobs in Ghana? Procurement is a big tool for economic development and job creation in any country. But Ghana, we procure so that we export jobs, because above 10 million international, the Chinese will jump and catch it. The Indians will catch it, and now we are worried that they are here. I think there must be a deliberate policy to look again at our procurement law to ensure it provides value for money, not in terms of only cities. The entire cycle of job creation must be looked at.
Daniel Yaw-Domlevo is a former Auditor General. You are still listening to the breakfast edition of Citi Business News. The Ministry of Transport is targeting an ambitious 90% completion rate for the Bonkra Inland Port project by the close of the year. The project, which forms a critical part of Ghana's broader agenda to enhance trade infrastructure and improve the country's logistics capabilities, is strategically positioned to serve as a key inland transit hub linking Ghana's major port to linked countries within the West African sub-region. Once operational, it is expected to facilitate the efficient movement of goods, reduce transportation costs, and stimulate economic growth in surrounding countries. The government is optimistic that the project will bolster Ghana's competitiveness in regional and international commerce, particularly under the African Continental Free Trade Area Agreement. Sector Minister Kweku Ofori-Esiama assures that efforts are being accelerated to address any potential bottlenecks to ensure the timely delivery of the project.
The fulfillment of the vision towards the development of an inland port, the authority acquired and secured strategic location, which is now being developed into Bonkra Integrated Terminal in the Ashanti region to link the port of Tema and Takoradi to the inland regions of Ghana, as well as the landlocked countries of Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger. The chief executive did say that we have 75% currently. My discussion with the contractor, he revealed to me that by the end of the year, it will be between 85 to 90%.
That's Transport Minister Kweku Oforie-Siama speaking at the 50th anniversary launch of the Ghana Shippers Authority. Now, the development of robust agricultural policies to provide meaningful support for farmers has taken center stage in the manifestos of both the New Patriotic Party and the National Democratic Congress. My colleague Daniel Odromens examines the agricultural strategies proposed by both parties in the following report.
Agriculture remains a vital pillar of Ghana's economy, employing nearly half of the labor force and contributing approximately 20% to the country's gross domestic product. With general elections set for December 7, the NPP and NDC have unveiled their plans for agricultural transformation. While there are areas of convergence, some policies diverge significantly. For instance, spokesperson for the NDC Manifesto Committee on Agriculture, Dr. Peter Otokuno, revealed that if elected, the NDC will introduce the Agriculture for Economic Transformation agenda. A key component of this initiative is the establishment of farmer service centers nationwide.
When the farmer harvests the crops, the farmer doesn't even need to sell the crops to be able to come and pay the credit. The farmer can pay the credit with some of the crops. And so a farmer has harvested 100 bags of maize and he got some items on credit for 900 Ghana. The farmer will just need to, present 1 bag of maize and he pays the debt. We believe this is going to make it very convenient for farmers to be able to produce.
Dr. Tokuno explained that the NDC also plans to launch a transformational grains development project aimed at boosting the local production of maize, rice, soybeans, sorghum, and other essential crops for domestic consumption and industrial processing.
Our intention is to target maize, target soybean, target sorghum, target millet, under the Transformational Grain Development Program, so that government would be able to produce in excess, both to meet the human consumption and livestock consumption.
On the other hand, the NPP has pledged to build upon its existing achievements in the agricultural sector. A member of the NPP Manifesto Committee on Agriculture, Moses Enim, stated that their party intends to prioritize de-risking agriculture and promoting sustainable climate-smart practices to achieve food security.
Dr. Bawumia is looking at is to accelerate de-risking agriculture. We think that the cost of capital for agriculture is still high because of the risk or the perception of risk that have been adduced to agriculture.
Moses Enim further noted that the NPP aims to expand mechanization centers, providing services that cover everything from land preparation to post-harvest storage.
We want these mechanization centers to be closer to the peasant farmers.
You heard a member of the NPP Manifesto Committee on Agriculture, Moses Enim, ending Daniel Odromens' report. And that's it for the breakfast edition of Citi Business News. But before I go, let me update you on the currency market. The dollar trading at 16 cedis 30 pesos, the British pound at 21 cedis 20 pesos, that of the euro going for 18 cedis 10 pesos. My name is Neela Latte. Do have a good business day.
My man, I heard there's a new app on the streets that does it all for you.
Really? How is that possible?
Charlie, I also could not believe it too. But I downloaded the app and I'm telling you, I was able to chat with my friends, make video calls and...
Well, we know of many apps that can do that.
Oh, let me finish la. I was also able to listen to the latest songs, play games and read the latest sports news.
For real?
Yeah, and I can send and receive money from the app. Amazing, no?
What's the name of this app?
It's called Ayoba.
Ayoba?
Yeah, Ayoba.
Get Ayoba, your all-in-one app that lets you chat, call, share, play, pay, and listen to music all in one app for everyone. Enjoy Ayoba with MTN and download the Ayoba app today. Everywhere you go.
Every day, people have money emergencies. Ma, I need my school fees. Mommy chop money. Cratchy, mommy rent. Emergency. Now, there's a new emergency number.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
7:16. Still listening to the Citi Breakfast Show. Just gone by was the City Business News, brought to us by EcoBank. EcoBank's new money emergency number *770#. You need to have that on hand, so the moment you run into a money emergency, just dial that and sort yourself out. EcoBank will always come to your rescue. EcoBank is the Pan-African bank. MTN also brought us the City Business News. They have a wonderful package for SMEs. It's called the Yellow Biz. It's a multi-bundle service with everything you need. You get a router, you get Microsoft applications, WebWiz, and a Unicom service. Go to any MTN office to find out more and stay connected wherever you go. T's and C's apply. Goyle also brought us the City Business News, and the Goyle Super XP is here and is flowing wah across many Goyle stations in the country. So as you go on the road, look out for Goyle stations with the Goyle Super XP sign. Fuel up your vehicle and drive around. Goyle good energy. Coming up next is Kickoff. Kickoff proudly brought to us by Polytank. When it comes to water storage tanks in Ghana, there's only one name. It's Polytank. They've been in the space for over 30 years. They are the first, best, and certainly the original. So choose Polytank. Polytank near Papa Nunier. Zonda Ghana is also bringing us Kickoff. Is your one-stop shop for quality trucks like Shantui bulldozers, excavators, graders, power pickups, oil tanks, all made and assembled right here in Ghana. Get to any of their 7 branches across the country or go to their head office off the Tema Plower Road, close to the Free Zones Enclave in Tema. Zonda, built in Ghana, built in Ghana. Shell V-Power is also bringing us Kickoff. Is the only fuel that can deliver unbeatable performance. It will protect your engine from performance robbing deposits, ensuring that your engine plays out at peak levels. Fuel up your vehicle with Shell V-Power and make your engine unbeatable. Shell, go well. Let's get into Kickoff. Gabby Affair is here. It's got the latest from the world of sport.
Dakar stealing it from Kilman, who's now trailing in the race. Patson Dakar. Remains from his brief stint at Old Trafford.
Yes, and it was Ruud van Nistelrooy getting off to a winning start in his first game in charge as they beat West Ham United 3-1 in the Premier League at the King Power Stadium last night. We have some more games coming up today in the Premier League. Arsenal v Manchester United at the Emirates is the big one amongst the 6 matches on the cast tonight. Also coming up.
So what is it about our administrators that put a system together which when they fail, they still have the guts to come and make excuses that nobody in their right mind would accept? We have to look inwardly at ourselves.
Alright, former Kotoko chairman Herbert Mensah is the latest to add his voice to the numerous calls by Ghanaians for the resignation of some leaders at the GFA. There's more from him. But let's start with that story. And former chairman of Santi Kotoko and current president of Rugby Africa, Herbert Mensah, has criticized the leadership issues troubling Ghanaian sports. Now, these remarks come in the context of Ghana's recent struggles in sports, including failing to qualify for the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations in Morocco, and that's disappointing performances at the Olympics and the Commonwealth Games.
You'll see that when small teams are playing, and you'll see when Gambia is playing and other teams, there's no big star.
No.
And you will have noticed it even with Niger and Sudan and the rest. You're not seeing stars in the top Bundesliga clubs or Premier League or La Liga. But what you have are people playing with a system that makes sense. And they're playing in a coordinated fashion that makes sense. That's why the Cape Verde Islands and Comoros and the rest there are no weak teams anymore who are playing. So what is it about our administrators that put a system together, which when they fail, they still have the guts to come and make excuses that nobody in their right mind would accept? We have to look inwardly at ourselves. A great sporting nation like Ghana is no longer a great sporting nation.
At all.
Not at any level. You go to the Olympics, we've wasted taxpayers' money. You go to Commonwealth Games, you've wasted taxpayers' money. You go to Nations Cup, and the amount of money that is spent singularly on football, the political sport, if I can put it like that, is not acceptable.
All right, so that former chairman of Kumasi Asante Kotoko and current president of the Rugby Africa, Herbert Mensah, speaking there. Well, to some other staff in the BK Adama Youth Multi-Purpose Training Center in War has been commissioned after the second phase of the project began some months back. Now, the project was done in 2 phases and expected to be completed before the end of 2022, but was halted due to construction challenges and changes to the original architectural designs made during the 9-month given period following its start in 2018. But yes, the Sports Minister Mustafa Yusuf Enwa.
The commissioning of BK Adama Sports Stadium marks another milestone in the 10 state-of-the-art sports facilities initiated and aimed at nurturing talent, fostering community engagement, and uniting our nation. This facility will not only boost and host facilities, activities, but also serve as a resource center for skills development, leadership training, entrepreneurship, ensuring our youth are equipped to excel in all areas of life. Let us ask ourselves, where will Ghana's sports infrastructure be without a bold investment under this administration?
All right, so that's Ghana's Sports Minister Mustafa Yusuf speaking there. Well, away from that, Ghana marked the International Day of Persons with Disabilities by hosting its 2024 National Para Powerlifting Competition in Accra. Now, the event organized by the Ghana Para Powerlifting Association is in collaboration with the National Paralympic Committee of Ghana, brought together more than 50 para powerlifters from 5 regions: Kumasi, Accra, Tamale, Cape Coast, and Sinyani. Now, according to Ignatius Elite, a member of the Ghana Powerlifting Association, the event aimed to identify and rank athletes for the 2025 season and future competitions while building a comprehensive database of para powerlifters in the country.
Today's program is very important in the sense that over the years we have limited athletes, and therefore when it comes to selection of athletes for international events, it becomes a challenge, and therefore the association think that it's high time we organize such a national event and give opportunity to all the athletes that we have at our disposal to come and then justify themselves for selection towards international and national event come next season. Therefore, today's event is to first and foremost identify our potential athletes that will be trained and then prepared for international event.
All right, so that's some reactions from the Ghana Para Powerlifting Association. That's Ignatius Elite speaking to City Sports there. Away from that, we take you to England, where Mohamed Kudus made a longer-awaited return to West Ham United's match-day squad after 75-game suspension. But his comeback wasn't enough to avoid a 3-1 loss to Leicester City. Kudus sidelined since October due to red card. Started the match and played 79 minutes before being replaced by Nicholas Fulkrug, who went on to get the equalizer for the Hammers. We hear from the German after they lost to Leicester City.
Yeah, at first I'm very happy to be back with the team. It's a very nice feeling to be around the team and to be with the players. I'm very happy about the score, that I scored the goal, but at the end it was not that important. If you see the game, the final score 3-1, it's crazy how it's possible to get 3 goals and score.
Alright, so also Jean-Philippe Mateta scored a stunning winner as Crystal Palace end their first Premier League away win of the season by beating Ipswich Town at the Portman Road. 6 more games coming up today in the Premier League. Topping the chart is Arsenal's game against Manchester United at the Emirates at 8:15 p.m. Arguably the Premier League's most iconic rivalry taking centre stage tonight. To hear from the two managers, first off, Arsenal's Mikel Arteta, followed by Ruben Amorim of Manchester United.
Well, obviously you can see his fingerprints in what he wants to do straight away. I think he's been very clear. He's been very successful. What he's done with the Sporting is remarkable after so many years. What we achieved there, especially in the way he did it and the way his teams have been playing. So it's always, it brings energy to a new club, to the players, new ideas, and that's always something positive. But we have to focus on what we have to do.
It's the best team. It's the best team that we faced by far, but the test is every game. If you see the last game yesterday was really tough. It was a 4-0, but you see it, the game like I see it. So everything now is a test without so much minutes to train.
Alright, it's a big game is on tonight. First off was Arsenal's Mikel Arteta, and then followed by Ruben Amorim of Manchester United. But before that game, we have 3 more games kicking off at 7:30 p.m. tonight. Everton take on Wolves at the Goodison Park. Manchester City face Nottingham Forest at the Etihad. City desperately need a win. Newcastle United will take on Liverpool. Southampton up against Chelsea. And then at the Villa Park, Aston Villa will play Brentford at 8:15 p.m. While in Spain, Rafinha inspired Barcelona to a thumping victory at Mallorca as they ended a 3-game winless run. The Brazil international found the net twice in the second half as Hansi Flick's men moved 4 points clear of Real Madrid at the top of La Liga. There's more sports news later at 5 p.m. That's a Sports Flash on the Traffic Avenue with Edwin Kwakofi. Kickoff was proudly brought to you by Shell, V Power, La Shell, Zonda JH, and Polytangana, Papa Nonye. My name is Gabi Ofe. Enjoy the rest of your day. Do take care of yourself, and bye-bye.
Guys, Charlie, you know that mining contract I've been chasing for years now? I just got awarded the deal. But the issue is where to get the right and quality heavy duty trucks to execute this job here in Ghana.
Relax, my guy. Remember my recent construction deal at Pokwase? Zonda sorted me out.
Zonda? What? Who is that?
Zonda Tech Ghana Limited is your one-stop shop for machinery, heavy and light duty trucks, and pickups. They have the Shantui bulldozers, graders, payloaders, rollers, fuel pickups, 4 land light trucks, TX trucks, and oil tanks. Made and assembled right here in Ghana with top-notch after-sale service and standard prices.
Made in Ghana. This is amazing.
You haven't seen my Zonda Power pickup, which I take to the office. Strong, durable, and tough on our roads.
Hey, that's from Zonda too?
Absolutely. Zonda is the right place for you, my guy.
Oh, now I am sorted with Zonda. Zonda Tech Ghana Limited, your solution for heavy and light-duty trucks. Located at Tema, off their Flower Road. Call 0501-772-222 or 0501-773-333. Zonda, built in Ghana, building Ghana.
Papa Nunye, Papa Nunye, Papa Naka Messi, Papa Nunye Messi, only one politician, strong and reliable, trusted by generation. We want the citizens to buy only politicians. Papa Nunye, Papa Nunye, Accra plumbers say so.
In a world where only the best survives, you need a fuel that can match your drive. A fuel with unparalleled protection for your engine, superior efficiency, and unrivaled performance. A fuel so unbeatable, when you get behind the wheel, you'll focus on what really matters. The journey ahead. That fuel is Shell V-Power, because no other fuel gives your engine better protection, better efficiency, and better performance. Be unbeatable. Drive unbeatable. Shell V-Power. Shell, go well.
Yasakofa for Frabo, pepper powder, Beko Jawo, Sankofa pepper powder, Sankofa, pepper powder, Sankofa pepper powder. ATN Hawo, go better than a potoyo, Sankofa got you covered. Go for
Sankofa pepper powder. Sankofa pepper powder. Abuna abonje krakra. Sankofa pepper powder. Red and hot, very natural. Sankofa pepper powder. Chinchinga and Nambia. Sankofa pepper powder. Noodles, Ghana jollo. Sankofa pepper powder. Eshishi anete. Sankofa pepper powder. Sankofa pepper powder. Sankofa pepper powder. Sankofa pepper powder.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
Join the Republic Verse. Enter the Republic Bank space. Online or within the banking hall, we open the right doors for you to make the most of life. With our suite of superb banking products and services, our clients, corporate, SME, investments and individuals get to enjoy amazing benefits. Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
We're the one for you.
Let us gather here.
Eja, but why have you called us all here?
His Excellency John Dramani Mahama says he is coming to introduce a 24-hour economy policy that will ensure round-the-clock operations by businesses and government organizations to enhance productivity, boost production, and create millions of decent, well-paying jobs.
24-hour economy? Can you enlighten us?
Oh, simple. GM wants organizations with huge customer traffic like DVLA, Passport Office, ports, customs, as well as private businesses like agro-processing factories, industries, sanitation, constructions companies to run 3 shifts of 8 hours each. For private businesses, Mahama will give them security support services, tax incentives, financing support, and cheap and reliable power. This is what we call Formula 133.
But what formula is that?
It simply means 1 job, 3 shifts, 3 people. Simple.
Wow, this is indeed a game changer.
Formula 133.
Vote for change. Vote for John Mahama and the NDC.
The Situation All White Christmas Party is back! It's Christmas Eve, forget the usual, and step into this celebration like none other. The Situation All White Christmas Party is taking over the city with music, magic, and memories waiting to be made. Think cozy vibes, electric beats, and the perfect blend of festive cheer and wild energy, all in one space. Date 24th December 2024. Venue The Underbridge, East Legon. Time 8 p.m. Dress code, it's an all-white affair. Come and dance like nobody's watching. Sip, mingle, make merry, and unwrap the ultimate Christmas Eve experience. Dress to impress, bring your holiday spirit, and let's make the Situation All White Christmas Party unforgettable. Call 0205-973-973 for table reservations and get ready to party. It's going to be lit at the Underbridge. The Situation All White Christmas Party 2024 is powered by Channel 1 TV with support from 97.3 Citi FM and proudly sponsored by Ceres and Orica Ghana, sole distributors of Carlsberg beer and Kiss drinks.
We gon' celebrate your party with you. Come on now.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
.36 on the Citi Breakfast Show. Ben Bracken with a beautiful song. Happy birthday to Charlotte Forsenabe, partner Audit Deloitte. Also, happy birthday to Dr. Thelma Frimpong Mensah of the Assurance Department and Henry Ni Note Aduma of the Audit Department Deloitte. All these coming from your country managing partner Daniel Kojousu and the entire staff of Deloitte Ghana. Alright, so quite a number of things to talk about this morning on the Citi Breakfast Show. Happy birthday to an amazing mom. Thank you so much for everything. Wish you nothing but the best in life as you entered another chapter of your life. From your children, Irene, David, and Samuel. And please wish George Okai of the Judicial Service and Seduji Kwame Bega a happy birthday. May they grow in the knowledge of the Lord and be great. We the Okai Tete, your families cherish them a lot. So Mr. Sky has taken delivery of his book, the the way you've opened the book, as you say, you want to enter the book.
Yeah, I want to enter the book. Africa's New Constitutional Leadership.
Yeah.
77 stories that define Ghana's Fourth Republic.
Okay, so
Paul
Adom
Ochri.
Those of you who are looking for copies of the book to buy, he's brought a few copies to the front desk of Citi FM here in Adabraka and Channel 1 Television at Tesano. So you could pass by to pick a copy. 400 CDs per copy. Yep. It's a wonderful read. For those of us who are politically inclined journalists in terms of our interest and our coverage, it provides some very juicy details of incidents we witnessed and covered, but some of the angles and the perspectives are really, really interesting. 77 stories. Journalists are supposed to make the significant interesting. So storytelling is one of our skills, whether using radio, television, or newsprint. And I think this is one of the best I've seen in that area. In the meantime, Sky, people are funny. People complain about traffic in Accra. Alright, and then we sort of highlight it. Now, they've done a beautiful road, which is like the extension of the flower pot overpass. So there's this road that takes you to Spintex.
Okay.
But there's another one that takes you to Teshi, Agbliza. So it's a nice dual carriage road from the flower pot overhead and takes you to Teshi. Very, very good road. Now somebody's complaining that the road is nice, but the traffic light is not necessary because the traffic light is causing traffic.
Okay.
So I'm not sure what to make of I'm not sure what to make of the complaint, because usually when there isn't traffic, everybody drives as if they own the road. So people put traffic lights to regulate behavior. Now this gentleman said, Bernard and team, they've installed some traffic lights on the Manette Agbliza highway. Alright. These lights are very unnecessary and just create unwanted traffic. Now I'll give you another example. When you get to the Nima police station traffic light, for many years the traffic light was never working.
Yeah, the one in front of me. Yeah,
yes, front of the president's house. Those of us who use that road when we are going towards Circle or coming back, the traffic light not working favored us because you just go, Charlie. Since they installed the traffic light, Sky, you can spend 1 minute, sometimes 2 minutes on red. And when you're on red, nothing's happening. Everybody's just watching everybody. Because the light will stop. The people from Nima will come. Then there are guys who are coming from Circle who are entering Nima will go. Then there's also those who are crossing the road. It sometimes takes you over 2 minutes just watching the red. And then the worst part is when you get to Paloma, there's another one.
Yeah.
And once the Nima one gives you red, Paloma also gives you red. And then Silver Cap will give you red. So you can spend 4 minutes in traffic because the lights are working. So I think the moral of the story is if Ghanaians will use a bit more of our sort of discretion in the right way, if we will be defensive, considered drivers, we will not need, because traffic lights actually can worsen traffic. But what tends to happen is that because there's no traffic light, everybody wants to cross. And to avoid chaos, we put a traffic light there, and it will cost all of us time. All right. So what I'll say is that if there's a traffic island with no traffic lights, let's drive considerately so that there will be no need to put a traffic light there. Because when the traffic light comes, those of you used to benefit by driving straight through, you will spend 6 hours on that road. So that's just a quick one for you. You want to say something?
Yes. Why is it something they do where once the road is done, they open it to traffic for maybe a week to test all these things before they actually commission it or inaugurate it?
Can you repeat that?
Like the road is done, like the flower pot.
Yeah.
Once it was done the way they wanted it to be done, use the road for a week with all these traffic lights and everything. Observe the flow, where the hindrances are. Then, if you are okay with it, you say, okay, now we are actually opening the road. But sometimes you see a lot of work being done. The road is not. Nobody has used the road before. Somebody comes to open it. Now use the road.
I think this is what they do. They simulate the way traffic will flow when they do the road.
Yes.
But what tends to happen is that you cannot anticipate driver behavior. Neither can you anticipate driver preference. Let me give an example. Let's assume you live at Ashaliboche and you work at Osu. If you're going home, you could either use the normal Liberation Road, where you go to 37, you go all the way to Shiashi and go straight. Or you could drive all the way to Shiashi and then turn right and use Boundary Road. Or you could decide that because there's a new Mahama Road open with the overpass, you decide that you will pass Gifford Road, get on the Mahama Road, use the overpass and enter East Legon.
Yeah.
The people designing the road cannot anticipate how many more vehicles would want to use this new road. So this morning, as I speak to you, there's a lot more traffic at East Legon police station where they get to the eatery. You know that eatery after the East Legon police station?
Yeah.
Because a lot of people going into the Medina area are using the overpass. Now, those who are coming to town, there's a lot of traffic prior to the, you know, when you use Mahama Road and you are coming to Gifford Road, there's this overhead that you pass on to Bema Camp.
Yes.
A lot of traffic now because now more people from the Medina area are using the overhead. So it's freed up other places.
Yeah.
So, Godfred, my view is you cannot predict Ghanaian behavior.
Okay.
But if you did better simulations and you build the road in the way you describe, make the road dynamic, have passenger walkways, have cycle routes, have road markings, have street lights. If you did that, it will be a better road. Problem is your trotro stations locations are not the best. So as soon as a trotro stops and the traffic light turns green, you are creating another traffic bottleneck.
Yeah.
So some of this is, and then of course our trotro drivers, they are alone to themselves.
Yeah.
And I think they are in league with the MTTD people because you go to tiptoe lane, trotros have taken 2/3 of the road. People are wearing white, walking there, greeting them. You know, instead of asking them to leave the road, they haven't done it. I wanted to read another message for you and your comment.
Okay, and then before that, you know, I normally don't do this, but I want to congratulate you.
Why?
Yesterday, you had a very good chat with Paul. I enjoyed it.
Oh, you enjoyed the chat?
I enjoyed the chat.
It was even too short.
Yeah, it was 37 minutes. I enjoyed the chat. And because of that,
you've got the book.
I have the book in front of me. 77 stories that defined Ghana's Fourth Republic. You know, we had a conversation prior.
Yeah.
But I would say thank you to Paul Adumochi this morning.
Yeah.
It's a book I'll recommend.
And I know you will enjoy it because a lot of the things he wrote
I'm a student
about,
of history.
and you live through it.
Yes.
So if somebody like Sky, you can't put this book down because everything he's written about is something you either covered or saw or read about. He's giving you some backstory.
Yeah, so 77 stories that define Ghana's Fourth Republic by Paul Adomotri, Africa's new constitutional leadership.
Yeah.
Get it? I mean, if
so
not,
this is your special copy.
This is my special copy.
Yeah.
Thank you to Paul and his team. Yeah. The video is also on Citi TV and Citi News channel.
You know, if you like gossip, you always like
Sky
conversations with Paul.
So are you not calling me a gossip?
I'm not
calling me.
Not you.
You are completely out of order.
Very well. If you are completely out of order,
come again.
Very well. If you are a student of history and you love politics in Ghana, then you like.
What he's saying is that if you like good storytelling, but he used the word gossip. Let me give you. You like good storytelling.
I know about to hear me.
Forgive me. See, the difficulty about writing for some of us is how much do you write? How much is too much?
What do you leave out?
Yeah, what do you leave out? What do you put in? Because some of these, some of the things you come across are things that
very sensitive.
Very sensitive. Sometimes you have to go.
But what the writers tell me is that when you write everything, and then let trusted people
look at it.
Yeah. So for example, let's assume you're writing about Parliament. You can put everything on paper. Then you go to a former majority leader and say, bro, I've written something. You were there. You look at it and see if it's accurate. He may circle and say, but Sky, if you put this thing inside, the Ghana will bend. So you say the story is correct. Then you circle it and say, this, but if you leave it inside, the Parliament will never be the same again. So I think that's what a lot of them do.
Yeah.
They get trusted people to review because, and of course, when you ask them to review, you're asking them to review to make sure that you got the context right. But in that review, they will tell you that, bro, if you leave this thing inside,
you create problems.
Yeah, you create problems for the future of the country. So you take it out. So don't worry. I know you have a lot of stories that you've been
sitting on
because of your. You know, this is the thing. If you're privileged, the thing about journalism is that we have to balance the access we get, maintaining the trust of the source,
exactly,
and then releasing the information based on the public's right to know.
Exactly.
Because for us, the trust of our source is critical to us.
Yeah.
But the credibility of our reader is also very important. So it's not very easy.
Balancing this.
You know,
it's a tough decision.
I did an article on my Substack on what happened in Brazil in 2014. I wrote that article.
The World Cup.
The World Cup. I wrote the article 3 or 4 years after.
Even that crowd.
Even that I left things out because I had to ponder and ask myself. You know, and I get what Sky is saying. You know, in the meetings he's been in Parliament, the things he's seen, and I get that as well. People ask me, "Oh, why don't you write about your time as a sports journalist?" And because you've been in meetings, you've seen stuff,
seen things, and they only kept you in that meeting because they trust you. But the truth is that your skill then becomes releasing what is relevant, but not too much. And this, please don't misunderstand what we are saying. It's not everything that can be published.
Yes,
that's just the way things work. Number two, the reason why reality TV has grown is that the public has been fed a lot of times with this edited, filtered, manufactured information that now when the camera is on and nobody is controlling it, they really want it.
Exactly.
So it's really a reaction to the way the media, the rules of media. So reality TV comes in and people are like, so this is how the thing actually happened.
But even that reality TV is still filtered.
Even that,
it's still quite filtered.
How so?
Sorry?
How so?
I'll give you an example. What I know, for example, about the Arsenal All or Nothing or the Manchester City Amazon documentary, there were portions that were not allowed to be filmed. There were portions that were taken out in the edit.
But is that really reality TV?
That's what I'm saying.
Because it may be close. What is considered reality?
It's considered reality because it's about 80% of really what happens.
So what people don't see on the pitch, right now the EPL wants to even introduce halftime interviews. In American sport, you can actually see the dressing room sessions.
Yes.
The viewers want more.
Serie A now gives you an extended view of the dressing room before games.
And interviews with coaches are becoming more normal, where coaches are now talking about their tactics.
But even that,
it's filtered.
It's still filtered because I'll give you an example. The Athletic, that portal, when they write the inside stories, they'll tell you that we can't go into certain details because we want to protect the anonymity of the source and our relationship with the person.
Very important.
So they may not reveal names. They may give you say 80% of the scenario, right? But they may keep 20% because of maybe the explosive nature of those details. So yes, I get your point that people want to be fed reality and the backstories and everything, but there will always be a certain barrier to what you put out.
Last thing I'll say is we as journalists should not be over swayed by the allure for reality. We have to remain grounded and do our work, because particularly in electronic media, the allure for reality means that you may be forced to do clickbait kind of things. I'll give you an example. So even, in fact, I was listening to a debate at Oxford, of all places, and we're talking about how, because of live parliamentary coverage, a lot of the MPs are grandstanding and doing sound bites. They actually said the quality of debates in the House has gone down, because they said in the past, if they are debating an issue and you follow as a journalist, you realize that this is a well thought through, well reasoned argument. Now they say what the MPs do is that maybe they are doing Prime Minister's questions. He rises to ask a question from maybe a particular constituency, and he basically wants to make a statement that he knows will trend. So he stands there, looks at the Prime Minister in the face, and asks a ridiculous question, but uses a lot of flowery language and drama. He knows the next morning that he'll be on Twitter, TikTok, everybody will be trending. So they say that, and this is British newspaper journalists doing the debates at Oxford. I said the substance of debates, in their view, has reduced significantly, because a lot of the MPs are now looking for sound bites, because the reader is more interested in sound bites.
It's true.
And I'm saying that as journalists, we have that danger as well. So you want to empanel, and they're actually, let's bring this guy, he'll give you sound bite, Sometimes you have to go to the bottom of the issue, because at the end of the day, it's that platform for reality. So let's assume you are debating an issue. You want to look at the economic health of a country. You can bring people who come and shout and give you sound bites, and then you say, Charlie, this guy, they deliver pound. But certain times, and I think more often than not, your responsibility is to say, look, how can we get to the best version of reality? Who actually knows the stuff that we can use? It may be boring. Fine. I'm not saying we should put boring, because you have to make what's significant interesting. But, our work is under threat because of the way the public's attention span has changed. And the way now they have access to things that you don't have. My way of resolving it to say, because the thing comes fast and they can get it online, you give them context and insight. All right. So it talks about the Athletic. The reason I'll read an article he writes is that yes, Black Stars have lost. Everybody is saying Coach Otuado should go. I want to understand more about Otuado's relationship with the players. I want to understand what kind of thing he was doing at Dortmund. I want to know what Andre actually how Andre compares Otto to Kwesi Appiah to. You get it? That's the kind of insight that will give me. I don't want to just on the bandwagon of say Black Stars are born Yensaki Otto as an example of a story, because usually what trends is that Kurt Okreku, he went to the Black Stars, he gave a 20-minute
rant.
Everybody wants to hear that, but that's not the real story. The real story may be some frictions in the team. The point he made about the boys are not playing with each other together. So the bonding is not there. They don't know each other. They are all stars they bring together. That's insight. Now, I only get that just listening to normal radio. Do you get it? So it's an example of how the work of a journalist has moved from clickbait to actual. And this insight he gave is based on two things. It's based on his relationship with the news. He knows the people. But it's also based on years of experience. Okay? To be able to explain to me why Semenyo and Inaki are not clicking with Jordan. It's not just they are good players.
You're right.
You see, and it was a spontaneous analysis he gave on the basis of deep knowledge of the subject. So journalists have to become deeper. So like right now, it's like even though you are a journalist, you're like yesterday, the interview I did with Lydia. A lot of the law he gave it to me in the 10 minutes before the interview. Okay, now. And I think the young journalists listening to understand that if you don't develop depth, you will be taken over, because AI and social media is very good at moving news fast. All right, what cannot be replaced is your experience, and that experience you get it by actually being on the ground. Parliament for 15 years, covering national teams and going to 10 tournaments. You don't get it by quickly going on social media to also join the arguments. Because what I'm seeing is a lot of our young reporters are in a hurry, because they don't want to be left out, to quickly say something on social media to trend. or he went to a program. Then there's a short video, he put it out. Then they'll say he's trending.
Yes.
But I'd have like you are trending.
They like it.
You don't grow that way.
Yeah.
Because what he's able to do is because of 15 years of hardcore heavy lifting, committee meeting coverage, thankless job of reports on reports on reports. And you see that one, social media will not do it. So we have to advise ourselves, and the young journalists, I hope you are well advised this morning.
No, but there's also that conflict between being a journalist and becoming a personality.
Can you explain?
Yeah, you see, because now there are a lot of journalists who are not satisfied with just being a journalist. There is a tendency to become a personality because being a personality also pays.
Okay.
Can you be both?
You can be both.
Can you be effective?
Exactly,
as a journalist
and a personality. Yes.
So then define personality so that
in terms of there is
so
you
there are
transcend journalistic work into popular culture spaces.
I'm resisting that.
Yeah, you've been resisting it for a long time.
Strongly.
So that you become a celebrity.
Yeah, it's like a celebrity journalist.
Yeah, basically.
So like Piers Morgan.
Okay.
You know, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm resisting that.
You know, but that happens when you've reached a certain point of your career. Sometimes it comes with it. So, for those who like it, like you take a Stephen A. Stephen A. Smith is a massive.
I think Robert Frost was
media personality. But now Stephen A. before he became this version, did 20 years of hardcore newspaper work. He was a writer. He was a beat writer.
Did it
in Philly?
Did his?
Yeah, it has affected.
That's my fear.
It has affected what he used to do and how he used to communicate. If you read Stephen A. 15 years ago,
for those who don't know, what paper was he writing for?
He was writing for one of the Philly papers. He was
yes, he's a celebrity journalist in the US.
Oh, now he's ESPN. He's the highest paid sports journalist in America.
In America, yeah.
Would you
and he's currently in a tussle with ESPN.
Would you say
his new contract?
Would you say this guy, the CNN guy who does the guy who has a glass?
Anderson Cooper.
Richard Quest. Richard Quest is a celebrity journalist.
No, but Quest is a journalist whose program is in a certain format.
What about Anderson Cooper?
Anderson Cooper is a journalist.
I want a good example of a celebrity journalist globally who most people will know, because most people don't know Stephen A.
Would you consider Amampo a celebrity journalist?
No, Amampo is hardcore journalist.
Deuce Lisette?
No, hardcore.
Yeah, but they are well known.
So Comlan Dumont was a celebrity journalist in a way. He was known as a journalist.
Comlan Dumont did not venture into the space of.
So who can we use?
No, the point even I am trying to make is it comes after a certain point. I think that Richard Sky could get to that point. You can get to that point.
I don't want to.
No, you don't get. I'm just saying that.
Okay, is Nanaba a celebrity journalist?
Yes.
Good. So that's
because he's gotten to a certain point.
Yeah.
But the difficulty we have now is even for those who are starting, some tend to avoid. You skip from some start off purely being personalities
before I get you.
Revert to being a journalist.
The right order is
journalist first.
Credibility.
Build on that, and then it
prominence.
Gives you
good. So that's the right.
But we have a lot of.
You come in as a star.
You come in immediately with the hot takes. You come in with the bombastic lifestyle, the hot, and it's good for people. It's unfiltered because that's what the audience wants.
But the danger, I think you have made a very important point, and I think for young journalists, I think you should use the first route. Is because if you come in as a celebrity personality thing, learning the journalism is very tough, because journalism is the kind of thing you have to do on the ground.
Yeah.
Right. So all these stars globally, they started as hardcore journalists because you need to get the basics right. All right. And I struggle with that because when I'm invited to go and speak at an event, I was at a program last month and they say, "Oh, our own Bernard Abla is here."
It's a star.
And then they'll start reading. The school of journalism I went to, when I mean school of journalism, is the people who trained me. Alhaji Abubakar, Sadiq, Francis Ankara and Co. They didn't see their work as celebrity work. You get it? It's hardcore public service, and it's almost a thankless job.
Yeah.
All right. So and I feel like when you become a celebrity, you
lose a bit of you.
Social media changed the whole dynamic.
Yeah, social media.
But Sky, even like for example, some of these awards and events, the more you start, the more you start hobnobbing with the high and mighty. You cannot fire. You want to feel free and do your work. Like yesterday, I had my interview.
Yes.
All right, and again, it was not like I went out to nail her. You gave me the law. I did my work. I did my interview. No hard feelings. Okay. Now, if you start becoming a celebrity today, you are here, black collar tie. Hey, but you see, this is the thing about Ghana politics. Once you start getting close to these people,
the trappings of
you can't. So you cannot. You have to fire.
The fire you can fire. No, but you see, I think that
the glory of God,
it is very important. You see, it is also possible to draw a fine line of distinction between what your requirement is, as a journalist, to deliver that, and where appropriate, go hobnob if you want, because as you go through the mail, you rise with people and people rise with you. Some would lean on some occasions on your own wisdom and understanding of things, and through that a certain bond or relationship is built. But what you don't do is having that development influence that which
but it will.
No, I think you have to be conscious of that.
Sky, if you don't consciously set your independence, you will unconsciously be compromised.
That's true, but you have to be mindful of that, so that when you sit behind this microphone, your duty is no longer to whoever you have been hobnobbing with or all over. Whatever it is, it is about the truth. It's about speaking it, and even if that person is sitting in front of you, you should be able to deal with a person with all the rigor you can command.
I think the challenge is this, because this job, and I'm quoting Bernard's work, is almost very thankless. Once you start getting exposed to the trappings of the good life, you start to think about you think about certain things.
You get detached from the reality of what the ordinary person wants.
Okay, that is
you become very tolerant of corruption.
But you also start to ask yourself very logical questions. I'll have to eat. I have to survive. Blah 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 blah.
Those are human questions.
So I think that in a bit to answer the human question, that is where most people or some people in this profession get the lines very blurred.
Beware of evil communication corrupts good manners.
Yeah, let's make this point though. You see,
final point.
Look, we all growing up saw some of our seasoned journalists, right?
KKD was a good person we used to watch on TV. He was a personality. He's not even just a personality on TV.
Yeah, strictly speaking, it's not the kind of. So Kweku is a solid, that's somebody you can say this is a journalist of global repute that you can recommend, be like him. That's the kind of journalist you want to.
He stayed true.
Yeah, true to the,
He didn't go into.
But you see, you also see how some of them end up. Then you ask yourself.
End up like how?
No, I mean, I don't want to mention names.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah, difficulties come with this job.
Coming
it's difficult. So you also have to be practical and understand the realities around you, and see what you can do about your own situation. So that is why it is important that it should not be journalism full time and that is it. At least take the opportunity to grow yourself.
All right.
Branch into other areas. If you have to go and read about artificial intelligence, why not? If you want to go and do MA in this and that, why not? If you want to go and do law, why not? Do something that expands your skill set, so that you can seamlessly go into other areas.
As said by Richie Sky, the celebrity journalist.
I beg you, I'm not.
Tech and social media trends is brought to us by First Bank Ghana
and then Telecel. If you're sending money to the Gambia, Guinea, Liberia, Nigeria, Sierra Leone, it's easier now through the Pan-African Payment and Settlement System PAPS. You can receive and send money to any of these countries. All you need is to visit a First Bank Ghana branch nationwide with your cash. If you want to receive same, you would need a First Bank Ghana account. So call 0596 921 921 to find out more. And Telecel says that over 50 winners have already walked away with a 30,000 Ghana cedi each in the weekly draw. As a million Ghana cedi up for grabs for the ultimate. So keep purchasing data, airtime, reload your fixed broadband to get closer to becoming a millionaire. Dial *500#, send win to 500. Visit the Telecel Play app to opt in for free. Join the promo now and make your holiday a joyous one. It's a promo that's regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform. Telecel, connecting energies.
So Nathan, who's trending?
You are.
I was.
In collaboration with Lydia Hassan.
I shocked her. I was trending yesterday.
Yeah, people are talking about. So it's more Lydia Hassan than you, but you get caught up in the conversation.
I got a stray bullet.
Yeah, so people are talking about Lydia Hassan. That interview.
It was a difficult situation. Honestly. By the way, I need to say something. Whilst you are there, I need to apologize to a journalist whose name was mentioned inadvertently yesterday.
Okay.
Because our reporter mentioned her name, that she was the one who was giving the food.
Yeah.
And she denies it completely. So we apologize to Nadima Umar of GH1.
Yes.
Nadima, we apologize to you. We actually retract that portion of the interview because I think my reporter in the heat of the interview was a bit confused. So Nadima, please forgive us.
Yes.
It was not meant to tarnish your hard-won reputation. Although I did get the video from GH1.
Okay.
So as for the video, it was from GH1. But the claim that you were the one who took delivery of the food from the police is not correct.
I apologize.
So Nadima, please accept. We are on bended knees today. We beg.
Yes,
forgive us.
In the meantime, though, I mean, you see, the guidelines I read yesterday, it doesn't say that don't collect food from. It says that if you collect the food, don't it become an
No, it's okay. No, it's okay.
No,
Nadima, we apologize to you. Forgive us.
So other things that are trending, Baumia and E-Gate trending.
Here's Masbro. No, but let me give you a information on the Baumia. So there's a message from them on the Baumia one as well that I think will help us. So there was somebody who was there. Who explained what actually happened. So he said, Bernard, I was at the airport yesterday joining the commission of the E-Gate.
Yes.
He said E-Gate is trending, right?
Yes.
He says, okay, there were too many faces near the sensitive readers in the E-Gate as the vice president was exiting. When the journalists and security officers subsequently moved back, the censors recognized only the face of the vice president and the gate opened for him to exit. I admit it was an awkward moment, but it was not a technical hit as such.
Exactly.
So there were too many unnecessary faces.
Exactly.
So the machine was confused.
The machine confused.
So that's how AI systems work. You have to be
so it was a question of technical. The people standing next to the man.
Yeah, there are too many of them. So
the machine. As the thing disappoints, like Baumia for say it is possible.
So it is possible. It's also trending.
But you see, again, it is misinformation.
That what
to just cut where he was waiting and create the impression that the gate
eventually opened.
He was knocking on the door of Jerusalem. But you know, he has a way of standing.
That's another for the vice president.
You know the way Baumia did that. It reminded me of some magician who used to be a circle.
When the magic is not magic.
Imagine that guy didn't open at all.
So what do people say? So they are basically.
So people So the first videos that came out were the snippets where
the gate
wasn't opening.
Exactly. They are waiting for the gate to open.
Let's move on. Let's quickly do some tech news, right? So this week, for the video game aficionados this week.
Seriously, the thing has failed.
Charlie, everything is politics. So you
jubilate over a thing like this.
It's politics.
No, but it has to be within a certain reasonable context.
Any advantage you get.
This is terrible. I saw some on some platforms like, but why are you jubilating?
They want to make it a policy discussion.
Let's end with some tech news. Now, this week, the PlayStation people, those who know the PlayStation is 30 years old.
Hey.
Yes, the PlayStation is 30 years old. Came out in 1994.
And yet there are people in some places who haven't even seen some before.
And you know the PlayStation boss is speaking. He says he doesn't think AI, or he says AI has a potential to revolutionize gaming, but he doesn't believe it will ever replace the human touch of games made by people. Now, Herman Host and his co-CEO Hideaki Nishino told the BBC as Sony celebrated the 30th anniversary of the PlayStation, and the two gentlemen are saying that, look, AI is great, it will change things, but they don't think AI will take out gamers, as in game developers and all. There will still be humans making games and humans playing games.
Thank you, Nathan. That was second Jamia Trends.
You're looking for a bank to rely on? Let me give you a shoulder to lie on. We do we say to bank be no lie. Only one place where I get my eye on. Make I introduce you all to First Bank, the best services in the world, first rank. Customer service, everything is well planned. I make music, I travel, I sell land. They be my reserve tank. Cause every time I know my money's safe. Universal banking ain't in me here the date. I'm a busy person, me no many time to wait. Now I got to Spain even when I'm in the States. My me blue shirt. The team in office is chilling, but who cares? Cause I bank with the best. I'm lucky, I'm too blessed. When it comes to First Bank, it's too west. Everything is you first.
Nobody feed you, I'm like us. First Bank will treat you first. Treat you first. Somebody seek out think about you first. Think about you first.
You first. First Bank.
There's a business in every woman, from the young lady brimming with exciting and novel business ideas to the market queen managing her empire. There's the she architect, quantity surveyor, realtor, business consultant, crafting dreams into reality, and the multitasking mom seamlessly blending work at home. The entrepreneur, meticulously checking stock, to the corporate woman sealing deals on the move. Indeed, there's a business in every woman. Introducing Telecel Women in Business, our initiative to empower women-led and women-owned enterprises. Benefit from tailored activities, networking, business and technical support, free webinars, trainings, and more. To join this initiative, be a female-led business and a Telecel business customer. Visit telecel.com.gh/business to register now.
Telecel, connecting energies.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
Fastel, what's the package?
It's a jewelry. Grandma's 90th birthday gift. It cannot be late.
Don't worry, Fastel's on it.
But is your driver vetted?
We're more than vetted. Fastel couriers are rated, tracked, and trusted. You'll get real-time updates from pickup to delivery confirmation.
I can choose my courier and get multiple quotes all in one place?
Exactly. We've got couriers competing to deliver your expensive jewelry.
I just got a notification. The jewelry is delivered.
For every parcel, every need, Fastel's got your back.
To register as a sender or a courier with Fastel, log on to fastel.com.gh or call 0303 958 303. And as a courier, this is an opportunity to even make more money. Fastel Limited. More options, more savings, great satisfaction.
The Situation All White Christmas Party is back! This Christmas Eve, for the usual, I step into this celebration like none other. The Situation All White Christmas Party is taking over the city with music, magic, and memories waiting to be made. Think cozy vibes, electric beats, and the perfect blend of festive cheer and wild energy, all in one space. Date 24th December 2024. Venue Beyond the Bridge, East Legon. Time 8 p.m. Dress code, it's an all-white affair. Come and dance like nobody's watching. Sip, mingle, make merry, and unwrap the ultimate Christmas Eve experience. Dress to impress, bring your holiday spirit, and let's make the Situation All White Christmas Party unforgettable. Call 0205-973-973 for table reservations and get ready to party. It's going to be lit at the Underbridge. The Situation All White Christmas Party 2024 Show is powered by Channel 1 TV with support from 97.3 Citi FM and proudly sponsored by Ceres and Orica Ghana, sole distributors of Carlsberg beer and Kiss drinks.
We gon' celebrate your party with you. Come on now.
Bold solution for the future.
On December 7, let's vote number 1. Let's vote for Dr. Baumia. Estroho.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Jamaica, Senegal, where you at? Wyclef Jean, Brooklyn, refugees, where you at? Marie Antoinette out the black box. You swindle, where you at? Culture, all the way to Africa.
Mais certain de Jordan, Amon, mais certain de Jordan, mais certain de Jordan, Amon,
Hey, 70, happy birthday to my sister Valeria Kumanoi. You work with WAEC. God bless your new age. May the Lord establish, strengthen, and perfect that which concerns you. Coming from myself, the kids, and also your family. Mrs. Valeria Kumanoi. Today is your birthday. Have a fantastic birthday. Alright, now, why wait to own your dream phone when you can have it now without breaking the bank? With MTN Pick and Pay Later, you can own your perfect smartphone and pay in easy installments over 4 to 6 months. The best part is all phones come with up to 3 gig free data, so you can share your pictures and get all the biggest scoops online for the first 6 months after purchase. Simply dial *170#, choose device Pick and Pay Later under the loan menu to start the process with just a small initial deposit. You then stop by any MTN service center to grab your dream phone and enjoy the ultimate smartphone experience. So when was the last time you used your Zenith Bank account? It's been a while. We want you to know we miss you. This festive season, give yourself the best gift ever. Reactivate your dormant Zenith Bank account and rediscover the amazing benefits of being a member of the Zenith Bank family. Experience true convenience and an excellent range of banking products and services designed to meet your everyday needs. Visit zenithbank.com.gh or visit any Zenith branch near you to initiate the process of reactivating your Zenith Bank account. VW is providing a special deal on the new Terramont Trendline V6 engine. It has space enough to seat 7 adults comfortably. It has 3.6 liter petrol engine, comes with a maximum power that takes you and your family to another destination across okay, let me take this again. Comes with the maximum power that takes you and your family to any destination across the 16 regions of Ghana. It's a V6 engine with 280 HP, that's horsepower, and 4-motion all-wheel drive system designed for speed and safety. Starts at 750,000. Hurry for our stocks last. Call or WhatsApp VW on 025-7956-688. Ask about the other ranges. We have the Virtus, the T-Cross, the T1, the Allspace, the Terramont, and the Amarok.
Now, gender-based violence remains a critical barrier to achieving equality and accessing essential services in Ghana. GBV affects females and vulnerable populations, limiting their ability to seek healthcare, education, and legal protection. So the Domestic Violence Act was passed in 2027. It criminalizes all forms of domestic violence, physical, emotional, psychological, and economic abuse. The law protects survivors, ensures justice, and promotes a safe haven for everyone. So if you want to help and if you want to throw in your effort to eliminate gender-based violence, get in touch with WAPCAS on 0800 123 555 or contact the Domestic Violence Secretariat on 0800 111 222. It's time to maximize and grow your business exponentially with the Bisame app. It's here to help you connect to customers. All you need to do is register your business, reach more customers, and see your sales climb higher and higher. Download the Bisame app from the Google Play Store or the App Store today and unlock endless possibilities. And if you want litigation-free land to buy, contact Royal Kingdom Estate. They are cantonments opposite the Soul Clinic International School. They've got properties in prime areas like Accra and Ibri, and they have land which goes for 90,000 cedis. Call them on 0557 555 909 or send them an email info@Royal Kingdom Estate. Royal Kingdom Estate, building communities, nurturing dreams.
Now we have exciting news from Coca-Cola. We are happy to let you know of the return of your favorite Coca-Cola Original Regular Taste in the 300 ml glass bottle. It's returnable, comes in 3 flavors: Coca-Cola, Fanta, and Sprite. It's going for 3 cedis 50 pesos. If you prefer the PET bottle, recyclable one, it's priced at 6 cedis. For more details on this campaign and activation schedule, visit our social media pages, Instagram and Facebook, Coca-Cola_GH. Experience real magic with Coca-Cola's Original Taste. And this is coming from the innovative minds at Wiggle Vision Limited, Ghana's leading technology company. Comes with Frog. It's the ultimate USSD, OTP, and bulk SMS messaging platform designed to transform your business. We call it Frog. You will enjoy the lowest and unbeatable messaging prices for all that you need with respect to communication. So call us on 0554 170 599, 0553 019 529, www.wiggle.com.gh or sms.wiggle.com.gh is the website. Wiggle Vision, empowering businesses one message at a time.
Happy birthday to Yadate, Corporate Affairs Unit, GVLA. It's a big day for you. Another great year added to your life. May God continue to bless and enlarge your territory. From Gabi Ofe. This one came in earlier to Mrs. Valeria Kumanoy, coming in from Yaira Era, Selikem Daddy and Grandma. Good morning to my good friend Professor George Kujo Agbemabiase. He is now an associate professor of marketing. He was a year behind me at Presec. He's part of the 99-year group that did their speech day on Saturday. Professor George Kujo Agbemabiase. Charlie, you are a fool. Charlie, you're a big man. You are a big man. You are a big man.
Now I'm in Senegal. Major guy.
Charlie, no.
With all your fussing and your six.
Hello, Bernard. I'm interested in buying Paul's book. Where can I get a copy? How much? Benedict, you can get a copy at Citi FM here in Adabraka or Channel 1 Television at Tesano. It's 400 Ghana cedis. Good morning, Bernard. Whether you like it or not, you are number 1 celebrity. Alright, let's move on. Okay. So yesterday we had a little focus on Awasi West Wagon, but actually the special voting, there were many issues. So CODEO, which is the Coalition of Domestic Election Observers, have issued a full statement. Now, I want somebody to read it from beginning to end, and emphasize on the key points. I think it's just a 1.5 page document.
It's actually 3 pages.
It's on the platform.
Yes. So the statement was issued yesterday, Tuesday, December 3, 2024, and is headed "Observation of Monday Special Voting Exercise." And I read, with your permission, it says the Coalition of Domestic Election Observers, CODEO, observed the special voting exercise that the Electoral Commission, the EC of Ghana, organized in 14 of the 16 regions of the country on Monday, December 2, 2024. A total of 228 CODEO observers observed the exercise in 216 constituencies throughout the country. The Electoral Commission announced on Sunday, December 1,
the postponement of early voting in eastern and western regions to Thursday, December 5, due to an order to recall and reprint ballot papers after a ballot paper leaked out of the printing facility. Observers reported a generally smooth voting exercise. However, worrying incidents of vote buying by political parties and ballot photography by voters marred the exercise. So let me take you to the general findings.
General findings. Good.
Kodio observers reported a generally smooth voting exercise, as highlighted below. 81% of polling stations opened by 7:15 a.m. and 19% opened between 7:16 and 8 a.m.
Good.
At nearly all polling stations observed, agents from the National Democratic Congress (NDC) and the New Patriotic Party, should be the New Patriotic Party, not the National Patriotic Party,
that's a mistake,
were present. Observers noted that sensitive voting materials were available at all the observed polling stations, except a few, representing 4%, where there was only one biometric voter verification device (BVD) instead of two. Most, being 97% of the observed polling stations, did not face any malfunction of the BVD system throughout the day.
Wonderful.
Observers further reported that most, being 97% polling stations, were set up so voters could mark their ballot secretly.
Wonderful.
Again, most polling stations, being 93%, also had the requisite number of polling staff, 5. However, about 1/3, working up to 30%, of these polling stations had no female staff, while 43% had only one woman.
Okay.
Critical incidents, voting process incidents. The detection of a missing serial number or ballot paper numbered 000046 from the ballot booklet at Sehi, Akontombra in the Western region, led to a minor misunderstanding at the polling station. This was caused by a missing serial number from the sequence of serial numbers in the ballot booklets. However, officials and party agents later resolved the issue, reporting a case of missing serial numbers. Now, the very concerning aspect, photographing of thumb-printed ballots. Observers from Kodio reported critical incidents that compromised the secrecy of the vote, such as voters taking a picture of their ballot after thumbprinting it. So the first one, at the Cape Coast North constituency in the Central Region, a voter attempted to photograph their vote, but the security officials intercepted him. 2. At Ablekuma South in the Greater Accra region, a voter went into the voting booth and photographed the ballot paper showing her vote for the presidential candidate.
For
3.
what?
At Walewale in the Northeast region, a party agent and security officials intercepted a voter who photographed their vote before casting the ballot allegedly to receive money.
Look at that.
4. In Bolgatanga Central in the Upper East region, a police officer photographed their vote.
Police officer?
Yeah, police officer. The matter was subsequently reported to the police inspector on duty at the police station, the polling station. 5. At Navrongo Central, also in the Upper East region, an EC official and a police officer were seen taking pictures of their respective ballots.
EC official?
Yes. They were both taken into police custody.
Can you imagine?
Incidents of vote buying. 1. Observers reported 2 cases of alleged vote buying. At Keta, in the Volta region, some party representatives at the polling station shared money to people who voted for their candidates. 3. At the Wejagbawe constituency in the Greater Accra region, some individuals believed to be MPP party representatives were at the polling station's gate, giving out 100 and 500 Ghana cedis to voters to cast their votes for their MPP candidates. And finally, in German North, located in the Bono region, a non-uniformed police officer who doubles as a key member of the incumbent MP's security detail attempted to prevent the MPP party chairman and several representatives from sharing money. Now, this reportedly resulted in verbal attacks on the officer. Now, the incidents observed during special voting follow other similar incidents observed by CODEO in the pre-election period thus far regarding voter inducement by political parties. CODEO has also been monitoring news reports about purported instances of vote buying by the MPP, the NDC, the New Force Movement, and the Movement for Change in specific constituencies. Now, these include Ewutu Senya East in the Central Region, Ayawaso West Wogon in the Greater Accra Region, the Tema Central in the Greater Accra Region, and the Tema Central in the Greater Accra Region. In some cases, such as Ayawaso West Wogon, parliamentary candidates are seen on video circulating on social media, interacting with voters in queues within the precincts of polling stations. Now, let me deal with the concluding parts of the statement. Conclusion and recommendations. CODEO is alarmed by the observed incidents of vote buying and the photographing of cast ballots. It is concerning that some presiding officers and security officers did nothing to stop the violations. The coalition is calling on the Ghana Police Service to take swift action against all such cases, including those reported in the media. As a matter of urgency, the EC and the National Election Security Task Force must issue strict directives to presiding officers and security officers on what actions to take when they witness election offences. Now, this will help forestall similar occurrences during the December 7 polls. CODEO urges the Ghana Police Service to update the public on any such actions. CODEO acknowledges the interest taken by the Office of the Special Prosecutor in these matters. CODEO calls on all political parties to refrain from these practices, which are deeply damaging to the integrity of the electoral process, and on voters to refuse any attempts of inducement and freely express their right to vote on December 7. CODEO commends the EC and stakeholders for a generally smooth exercise. The coalition urges the Commission to ensure that voting on December 7 takes place smoothly, fairly, and freely. Signed, Mr. Albert Ahin, CODEO National Coordinator. And in case you don't know about CODEO, CODEO is an independent and non-partisan network of civil society groups, faith-based organizations, and professional bodies which observe Ghanaian elections. It was established in 2000 under the auspices of the Ghana Center for Democratic Development, CDD Ghana, to mobilize citizens of Ghana to participate in the electoral process actively and to complement the efforts of Ghana's Electoral Commission in ensuring transparent, free, fair, and peaceful elections. The coalition of 42 member organizations has grown to become the largest and most credible domestic election observer body in Ghana, which mobilizes citizens and groups to participate in Ghana's electoral process. Thank you.
Wonderful. So CODEO, with that summary, comprehensive, touching various areas, good summary in the beginning, and some recommendations. Photographing of ballots, vote inducement, two key issues. Godfred.
Yeah.
And it seems as if, of course, we have so many polling stations in Ghana, and the incidents reported probably less than 20. So you could say that you can't say it's widespread, but it is worrying to see the ones that occurred, the way they did it, right? Because generally, I think from reading the report, generally the thing went well.
Yeah.
All right. And this is not like it happened everywhere, which is why it's a big story. So can we generally say that the voting went well, but then the isolated incidents reported in this report should be concerning?
Yeah, but that's the point I've always made to you when it comes to the growth of our democracy. You know, that people still think they can use money to get a certain outcome in the ballot box, which I guess is also why people are photographing their ballots, because they need to show, but
to show
working. But my disappointment again lies with the fact with a group of people who were voting on Monday. You had security officers, you had sections of the media voting,
and then EC
officials also voting. So why would these people, one, be accepting money? Because if you are accepting money to cast your vote, you are also the same person who is supposed to enforce the law on Saturday. You get it. It's a bit. It doesn't send the right message. Okay, so we have a lot of work to do to build our democracy properly. Not just in terms of we voted and then we've counted and we've gone home, but in terms of letting people understand that this is not supposed to happen. You can't do this. Show up, put your phone down, vote, go home, don't collect money from anybody. The second one, let me just open the Cordeo statement. I'm a bit worried again because I haven't heard from the EC. I really want to hear from the EC, and I'm applying pressure on this because they are the ones who are handling the election. Okay, so when these incidents come up, we need them to explain what happened, what were their officials doing. Okay, what are the next steps based on the lessons that we have learned? Because it happened on Monday. You have 5 days to pick up a lesson and send out an instruction that, okay, we no longer want to see A, B, C, D. So if you look at the incidents of vote buying, at Keta in the Volta region, some party representatives at the polling station shared money to people who voted for their candidates. What is the EC's position on this matter? What happened? What were the EC officials who were there doing? Did they alert other people and say, hey, pick this person up? Or because these people were security officials, is police arresting police, or police arresting immigration, or immigration arresting GRE? Which one is it?
Yeah.
You know, says at Wija Bawe, some individuals believed to be MPP party representatives were at the polling station's gate. So they didn't enter, they were at the gate giving out money. 100 and 500 cedis was horrible. In German North, located in the Bono, a non-uniformed police officer was in an argument with the NPP party chairman and several representatives from sharing money. This reportedly resulted in verbal attacks. Then, of course, there was the Ayawaso West Wagon incident that we all saw.
It's interesting they described it as officials of the party interacting with voters in the queue. They didn't mention the handing out of food. They said they saw a video of the candidates and some persons in the party interacting with the voters in a queue.
See, and what I like about
must have been the video they've seen.
That's my point.
Yeah,
of course, you said interacting with the voter in a queue is not even allowed.
It's not allowed.
It's not allowed.
Yeah, but I'm saying that they stopped short of saying that they gave them food, although we saw that they were giving them food.
Yes.
I'm wondering why they didn't add that. And also, they
and could their names and shames, which I like.
No, hold on. Kodio didn't. There are people in how many constituencies based on the report?
215.
Yeah.
Okay, so they probably were not there because they didn't report this as what they saw.
Yeah.
They said this is what is circulating in the media.
Yes. So they also go on to talk about purported instances of vote buying by the NPP, by the NDC, the new force. The new force is buying vote.
they basically say everybody because they say NDC, NPP, and then they mention
the movement for
but
change.
They didn't mention the specific places
in specific constituencies.
Why didn't they mention the constituencies?
They then say these include Otusenya East
in
the Central region, Ayawaso West Wagon in the Greater Accra, and Chema Central in the Greater Accra region. Some cases such as Ayawaso West Wagon, parliamentary candidates are seen in videos circulating on social media interacting with voters in queues within the precincts of the polling station. So again, back to the EC. We need the EC to clearly come out alongside the election task force and say, look, on Saturday, they cordon off the place. Once you enter where the desk is, where the voting booths are, you are in your queues, you and your God. Vote and go home. Don't interact with people, and they should punish. You see, it's always been the thing. What has happened to the gentleman who was picked up distributing money at was it one of the primaries? Forgotten what his name was.
I think OSP said they're investigating it. Yeah, OSP is investigating.
For how long?
I don't know.
How long? You see, so nobody actually gets punished.
Yeah.
So people will continue to do this.
People have even normalized it.
Yeah, it's very normal. Out of the goodness of their heart. People are doing things there. Okay, so I think we really need the EC to up their game. I wish I could say the people who go and vote on Saturday should behave themselves, but we know they won't.
Some won't.
We know those who collect will collect. So don't create the environment for them to give so that people will take. Don't create the environment for them to interact. EC should be strict. Don't talk to people in the queue. Candidates we know are supposed to be at a certain distance from voters. Let them be there. When a voter enters, candidate, don't talk to voters.
Simple.
If we see you talking to a voter, we will not let. We'll do A, B, C, and D.
We'll remove it from your result.
No, I'm just saying they have things they can do.
Take it from your salary.
They have things they can do.
But so
they should be strict.
The other point about the EC officials who are also involved in this, could it be that because some of these guys are hired, they don't work for the EC, they are basically trained to do a service for the EC on voting day?
But it's your responsibility. You hired the person. It does not matter if the person is on.
I'm not making an excuse. I'm just wondering, when we said EC officials also take photographing there.
Yeah, but for me, my concern from what I saw on Monday just basically is the lack of resistance from the EC.
They didn't visit us their case.
It's like
we were protecting the.
As for us, ours is to
vote.
take the open the register, take your BVD, make sure you vote. Anything else is not our business.
Whereas the precincts of the.
But everything within that arena is under your control. It's your responsibility, and we want them to wake up to that responsibility. That is all I'm asking. Wake up, easy.
Is there some
your responsibility.
law that specifies what is allowed and not allowed at a polling station? Because some people say the photography thing is not explicitly stated in our law.
Richard Sky read the law to you yesterday.
You explained the treatment.
I explained
he explained the second one. He explained it to you yesterday.
The law constitution requires secrecy of the ballot. That is reinforced and implemented by the PNDC law 284 I read to you.
So if you take a photo, you are violating the law of secrecy.
Yeah, because by reason of, you see, the law says you should not disclose
your vote.
You should not, you may
but
go and
the
tell
person says I take the photo for myself. Not to.
No. I mean, you can't.
No,
I know who you voted take it for yourself.
Help me. I'm not debating you. I want to understand.
Okay.
When it came to giving food and money, you explained it nicely.
Yes.
But the picture of my ballot, which I don't share, is this also an offense?
No, it's secrecy. Secrecy is secrecy. The reason you are taking it is to share it.
No, I want to keep it in my
No.
So, why is the voting booth a booth?
Yeah.
Why is it covered?
Nobody will see how you voted.
Exactly. So they might as well just let it be an open table. You voted, then you show it. Yay!
No.
Then you go. There are rules around
the reason why we insist on secrecy, and the framers wanted that, is that you can become a target for persecution
based on the decision.
Based on the decision you have gone to make in the booth.
Okay.
You understand? So then, in order to prevent that, to ensure that people freely exercise their will, I want to vote for Bernard, I want to vote for Godfred. I have to go in there and make that decision freely. I may have gone to tell Godfred I'll vote for him. But in the booth, it's between me and my God. So I decide based on what I believe is in the very best interest of myself and my country, right? Okay. Regardless of whatever promises I may have made to him. But you see, what is happening now is people are using money and other inducements to get people to make decisions they would otherwise have avoided. Just because they will be given a token or meat or chicken or something like that. And that is where the danger is. Because what we want done to our democracy is not that we sell it to the highest bidder. We want people to reflect over their own personal circumstances and make decisions they believe represent their very best interests.
So if I get the two of you, he's saying, Isi, take charge of your space. You are saying there must be consequence for the violation to make an example of people.
See, because most likely the person who is taking the photo has been induced.
Yes, that's what it is.
Most likely.
So he wants to show evidence.
Yes, because without evidence you can't get paid.
It's a two-way street.
Without evidence.
Yes. So you see, normally, let me tell you from some experience in Parliament. You see, recently MPs voted on a number of issues, and you saw that the General Secretary of the NDC had a way of evidencing how some people voted. You know, some MPP people too also did that. Now, why were they doing that? Because for the NDC, they were about going into a primary election, and the party wanted to enforce rigorously the party's position that you were to go and oppose this matter.
All right.
If you do not oppose it, or you did not oppose it, we will campaign at the grassroots for you to be voted out. Now, people realize that, look, their seats were under siege. So, although MPs, by our law, ideally should go into parliament and deliberate on matters and decide on them on the basis of what they believe is in the very best interest of their people. They went into the chamber well aware of the looming consequences or the likely consequences of what the party would do to them in their constituencies if they did not vote in a certain way.
Which is why they were trying to do
So when they went in to vote, they carried their phones, they were recording the videos, they were thumbprinting.
So even the MPs were violating.
Even members of parliament.
In parliamentary voting.
When the law says you should not do that, when the practice and rules of the house demand that you should be of a certain standard.
Let me ask you, when they say the ayes have it, it's also a vote.
Yeah, it is.
And they do voice vote.
Yeah.
But that was not secret.
Yeah, in that, so there are provisions in the rule book that require secrecy of the ballot. And there are provisions where you can.
So for some votes, voice vote is okay. It doesn't have to be secret.
Exactly.
But for some votes, you have to be secret.
Exactly.
I see. And you are saying that if MPs can even violate that, it's not surprising that people in voting, normal Ghanaians do this.
Exactly.
Do you think we should be concerned about security officials taking part in these things?
Yeah, because you see the EC, so that deals with Godfrey's pressure on the Electoral Commission. I understand his point. He's perfect. He's gone all out against the Electoral Commission that they should do something about it. But they can only do so much. It is not the job of the the Electoral Commission to arrest a person taking photograph of his ballot in the voting booth. That job is specifically prescribed for the police officer on duty to effect the arrest.
His colleagues are taking the picture.
And his colleagues are taking the picture. Now, that is not to say that a police officer cannot arrest a police officer. Where a police officer is caught doing the wrong thing, and the requirements of the law is that he be apprehended, and another officer on duty can effect that arrest.
On whose order?
No,
the EC?
No, EC basically can report that, please, this man has done A, B, C, D. I'm reporting him to you. So the police officer there can effect the arrest. Now, the question will be where the person is a superior officer to the one.
Let me ask you a question. The secrecy of the ballot, is a right?
It's not a right. It's a constitutional imposition.
Read it for me.
Where's the
because you see,
constitution?
I think the reason the secret, and I'm not saying people should take photographs, I'm trying to get some clarity.
Okay.
The reason they put it in a booth is that they don't want to endanger Caleb when he votes.
That's true.
So he was in a booth to vote so that his secrecy is preserved. It is his right to secrecy. Now, if Caleb decides not to exercise that secrecy, is it a violation? Which I'm saying that let's be careful between a right and an injunction of the constitution.
So hold on, let me ask a question. Let me ask a further question before Aska is looking for it.
Okay.
So if Caleb decides that in the process of voting, he collects his ballot paper, goes to the booth where the ink is, puts his whichever finger in the ink, but walks out of the booth with the sheet of paper, stands in the middle of the polling area, and then thumbprints it, and then folds it and goes. Has he violated the law?
Yes, because you are not supposed to campaign or do anything to influence another voter in the queue. So in that instance, his decision to show how he's voting in the full glare of the public is basically telling people that my voting my way to voting my way. It's not the same as, and again, listeners, please don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying people should take pictures. We are trying to get clarity.
Make your point.
The example you gave is a good example of somebody basically displaying at a polling station who he voted for.
He's showing you the person he voted for.
Yes.
The law gives him the right to secrecy.
I get
and the right not to be secret too.
But he also has other responsibilities around the voting space. This guy told us that if you are voting and somebody's in a queue, you don't try to influence the person. So influence money, food, water, or even by the way you vote is all influence.
How will you determine that?
But if I go and stand in front of everybody and say I'm voting Asieho, and I'm showing everybody, it means I'm telling them that, basically communicating my vote to them.
So what's the difference between that
and taking a photo?
I take a photo and go out there and show the photo again.
See, that's what I'm saying. Again, please don't misunderstand because I know
Ghanaians. No, misunderstanding. We are trying to understand each other.
I need to issue the caveat because some people are not reasonable. I'm trying to create. I'm saying that if you go and vote in a booth. And then you go outside, so you take a photo of your ballot.
Yes.
And then you go a week later.
No, not a week later.
Or you go somewhere outside the precincts of the polling station.
No, I take a photo.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You see,
it's on my phone.
We have to understand. We want to understand why is that provision there.
Yeah, you see.
And I'm saying that if the provision is a right, can't a right be waived?
No.
And if a right, because I have a right to.
It's a legitimate question.
I have a right. I have a right of rejoinder, and I choose not to exercise it. So it's like Caleb has written an article against me, and I have a right of rejoinder, and I'm saying that even though I recognize that right, I waive the right. Can you prosecute me for waiving that right?
No, you see, the question is not so much a question of waiving a right. It's a question of what is likely to be the result of you deciding to waive a right. The consequences of that. Let if
the right accrues to me, should be borne by me.
No, hold on. You see, you can make the right argument.
Yes.
But it falls at a certain point because when you make that argument as a standalone argument, then you ignore the public policy considerations that went into the decision to ensure that there is secrecy of the ballot. As I said, in the case of the members of parliament, what were the overriding considerations that drove them to now thumbprint and then record the same? They knew that it was their right to do whatever they were doing in secret. But the overarching consideration was that the overarching consideration was that, look, if we do not show this vote to the general secretary who is on WhatsApp saying that, okay, Honorable Zaneto, yes, we have seen you.
So that will be inducement. Yeah, but I'm saying that you see, this is what you're saying. So it means we at best we can deal with it on case by case. So if Godfrey takes a photo of his ballot with the intention to show it to Nathan to prove that he voted for Sky, and then take 50 Ghana cedis, he's waiving that right because he wants to use the photograph to do voter inducement or to collect money for voting. But I'm saying that simplicity. My understanding of the secrecy of the ballot, it is guaranteed for the voter.
Yes.
No.
The secrecy of the ballot, unless you're telling me the secrecy is for all the people.
You see, Bernard. Bernard, let's that is to be speaking half truth.
No,
he's stating
Sky, Sky, you are not being fair to me. I am saying that you see, and listeners, we want to develop our country. Yesterday, you explained very carefully to me what treatment was.
Yes.
And based on your explanation, in my interview, I was very strident.
Yes.
Because you said treatment based on the PNDC law you quoted was very clear. In the queue, during voting, after voting, don't try and induce, whether with food, water, whatever. It was very clear. And I'm saying that the provision for security of the ballot, when I see it in the constitution, maybe we'll find it whilst we discuss.
That's why I have it. So
I see it as a right because people can be victimized for. Let's assume I'm in Bantama and I want to vote for NDC. In those days where it was anathema to be NDC in some part of Kumasi, if the secrecy of the ballot is not guaranteed, they say, who am NDC, they will beat you. So they put me in the booth
to ensure that one.
So it's a right.
Yes.
To protect me. Fine. Now we also know as a way of convention, and we also know, which is why I even think that Kodio in their statement should have even explained why the photography was wrong, because Kodio sort of made reference to the photography and then the inducement as a matter of assumed knowledge.
Yeah,
I would have preferred Kodio to say the photography of their ballot violated this or that. They did not do this. Okay. Now I'm saying that right was put there to protect me, who's voting possibly in a hostile environment. Now, if the person believes that,
that's not all there is to it. You see, that's why I said that. That falls. It falls where. Okay, let me read the provision.
Read the provision.
Secrecy. Requirement of secrecy. That is under part. Yeah.
Also, because I want to share a case from the US with you.
Okay.
Good.
That might add.
Okay. Voting at public.
Today I'm a difficult student.
You see.
Because somebody took this to court in the US.
You see, Section 13 says voting at public elections.
Good. Section 13 of what?
Section 13 of PNDC Law 284.
Okay, this is the law on. Okay. Section 13.
So yeah, it says that. So this is the first provision I'm quoting.
Section 13. Okay.
It says that one, at a public election, voting shall be by secret ballot.
Okay. At a public election, voting shall be by secret ballot.
So it is an imposition.
Read the next thing. Don't leave it there. Just continue.
That's what I'm saying. So no, I'm just
yes,
reading
that one
clearly.
Yes.
So it shall be. It is not. It may be.
No, why?
It shall be.
Why shall
now,
it be?
I will give you the other provisions, but that is that the certainty of the law is clear.
No, continue.
Okay, so now let's go to.
Because I also want to consider provision.
I will read that to you.
Because you yourself have spoken about hierarchy of the laws, right?
Yeah.
So PNDC law is good, but constitution is better.
So now 2 says 31(2), the requirement of secrecy, right?
Constitution, Article 31.
No, I'm not reading the article. I'm still reading the PNDC law.
I need the constitutional provision on voting.
No, constitutional provision doesn't criminalize. It's only in very limited cases.
Yeah, I just want to read it. So show me the place. So
let me finish with this one. Then you read the constitutional provision. Go into the 40s. Okay, so every person present at the counting of votes shall maintain and help in maintaining the secrecy of voting, and shall not communicate any information obtained at the counting of the votes as to the candidate. Oh, the team moved. Well,
digital. I told you that digital, paper and pen. Who said you like paper? Everything computer.
Your laptop.
Your laptop.
Unless you read what you want to read.
You read what
let me, because what I was trying to say, so the issue of ballot selfies. So ballot selfies emerged as an issue in the US, and the right to cast a secret ballot, which has been a mainstay of the US governance systems for over 100 years. So it became an issue. Now, 44 states have constitutional provisions that guarantee secrecy in voting, and the remaining states have statutory provisions to do so. But however, in the past 10 years, the advent of social media has changed that. So the law was challenged. Now, New Hampshire passed the law prohibiting ballot selfies in 2014.
Okay.
Now, they passed the law that took it a step further by explicitly prohibiting voters from taking a digital image of a marked ballot and distributing it on social media. So they passed an additional law to what already existed. Now, the law was challenged in federal court and ruled unconstitutional as a violation of the First Amendment right to free speech. And it's similar to the argument Bernard is making here. So in effect, being able to take and share a ballot selfie is constitutionally protected political speech that can be restricted only by meeting the highest standards of constitutional scrutiny. So what has happened in the US now is there are 14 states where ballot selfies are prohibited.
14.
Yes.
Okay.
And then there are 11 states where they are permitted.
I see.
Now, in 6 states, ballot selfies are prohibited for in-person voting. And then ballot selfies are likely permitted based on official guidance or court rulings in 9 states.
Wonderful. So it means even the US,
it's a conversation.
They construe ballot selfies as a modern phenomenon. Therefore, states have to decide independently. Now, Sky, let me go to constitution. I think you are right, though. Constitution. Let me be consistent. So, I am in voting at elections and referenda. So this is 49-1. I hope I'm in the right place.
Yeah, it's in the 40s. Yeah, so that's
49-1. Yes. So, at any public election or referendum, voting shall be by secret ballot. 2. Immediately after the close of the poll, the presiding officer shall, in the presence of such of the candidates or their representatives and their polling agents as are present, proceed to count at the polling station the ballot papers of the station and record the votes cast in favor of each candidate. So this 49-1 is a repetition of the PNDC law. And your point is that the word shall means that you are enjoined to do it.
No, you see, the PNDC law goes further.
What
And
does
that's
it do?
the provision I want to read for you before Caleb's laptop ruled. No, Section 31 on
It's not your laptop, it's Caleb's laptop.
Now I'm reading my own laptop. Section 31, subsection 1 says, every election officer, clerk, interpreter, candidate, election agent or polling agent on duty at the polling station shall maintain and help in maintaining the secrecy of voting, and shall not, except for a purpose authorized by law, so underline that, communicate to any person any information as to A, the name of a voter who has not applied for a ballot paper or voted at a polling station, or B, the number of the register of a voter, the number on the register of a voter who has or has not applied for a ballot paper or voted at a polling station, or C, the official mark. Now let me take you to 2. Every person present at the counting of votes shall maintain and help in maintaining the secrecy of voting, and shall not communicate any information obtained at the counting of the votes as to the candidate for whom a vote is given on any particular ballot paper.
All right.
3 says, hold on, allow me please. No person shall, and this is the very important one, interfere with or attempt to interfere with a voter when recording his vote, or read it out, or her vote. Or
B, the recording where they use Christ is a bad word. You've got casting your vote, and was it recording your vote?
Recording.
If I'm recording my vote, don't
B, obtain or attempt to obtain in a polling station information about the candidate for whom a voter in that station is about to vote or has voted. So for instance, if you go to a polling station and I'm voting, and you decide to use a drone, right, zooming over me, trying to record who I am voting for, that provision in my respectful view deals with that situation. Now C, communicate at any time to any person any information obtained in a polling station about the candidate. So in that case, you are moving on now, for whom a voter in that station has voted or is about to vote, or about the number, if any, on the ballot paper given to a voter at that station. So then you have recorded, you have filmed what I am doing in the booth. Now you have moved on from there to now share it with, say, Bernard. So Bernard is the candidate, one of the candidates in Akoto. Yes. So we've gone to tell Bernard that this man came to your house yesterday. He's going to vote. He hasn't voted for you. That is
so everything you have said is true. All I'm saying is,
hold on, let me finish.
All of this is meant to protect
Bernard.
the
Wait,
person doing the voting.
Bernard, wait.
Why? No, okay, go on.
Okay. the final one. D. Directly or indirectly induce a voter to display his ballot paper, right, after he has marked or selected it, as to make known to another person the name of the candidate for whom he has or has not voted. You get it?
I get everything you said.
So when you read all of these provisions put together, the framers, in my respectful view,
I like that.
We're not
in your respective view.
Yes, we're not simply saying that Godfred is protected to vote in secrecy. There must have been public policy considerations that drove them to come to the conclusion that beyond protecting the person voting, there are things that people are likely to do if we allow them to display the ballot.
Fair enough. Look, I won't sit on public radio and endorse the misbehavior of people, but I just wanted to test the clarity of the thing you said. That my view was that if something is a crime, the punishment will be explicit. There's no explicit punishment for this.
No, there is punishment.
At best,
you get
what
at
I
least
see is
2 years. Yes. 2 years. Yes, 2 years. Yeah,
no,
there's
the
punishment.
2 years apply to the thing.
No. So there's an omnibus provision that says
a punishment for displaying your ballot.
Yes, so there's an omnibus provision. I read that to you. Yes.
Is there what?
So it's a provision that applies to all the offenses.
When you read it, it was about treatment and also about inducement.
Hold on. You see, when it
because you see, what I'm just saying is that maybe we need some clarity. You know why I'm saying this?
Hold on.
You see, skyway. Public display of your ballot is wrong based on what you've read. I'm not arguing with that. I'm talking about photographing.
A digital image.
You see, because Sky, that's what I'm saying. That you see, sometimes because technology comes after certain things are done. If somebody takes a photo of his ballot for his personal use, for his personal record,
how?
You see, I'm coming. Everything he read suggests that the ballot must be secret, and I don't dispute that. I am saying that if somebody takes a phone into a polling booth and photographs his thumb printing of his voting, and keeps it on his phone.
Why? Didn't you know who he voted for?
No, that's the second question. But hold on, like we are learning. That's not right. We are educating the public. Does that very act mean that the ballot is not secret?
See, so there are two things that come in here. When you are proving criminal conduct, right, or criminal, like something that is punishable by the courts, there are two things you must prove generally. The unlawful conduct, the conduct that we say is wrong, and the intent, which is the criminal intent.
No problem.
So you see, you can argue the theoretical view that, oh yes, I just took the photograph for my own records.
Why is that theoretical?
That's the person's view.
That is the person's.
No, you can.
He's explaining intent here.
Yeah, that's
he's
right.
weakening the view.
No.
By calling it theoretical, it's a practical view.
Okay. Because I don't know how many people just go to a booth and say, I'm recording it just for my own use. There is a reason. So that you see. So then you move to the intent aspect of things.
So is the act of photographing your vote
that is
an offense?
So that is the conduct complained of. That is the act that we are complaining of. But you see, it can only be found to be criminal when the intent behind it, the reason you did it.
How do you prove my intent?
Oh, so sometimes you can infer intent.
You can assume it.
No. So that the surrounding circumstances will tell. So Bernard, yesterday somebody came to your house and told you that if you go there, you don't vote for me, I'm ejecting you, or I am, selling your car, or I'm recalling your car, or I will not make you work at Citi FM.
Of those things.
So
maybe I just wanted to photograph my ballot to see how my thumb looks on the ballot sheet, and I kept it on my phone.
It's also
as an example.
So Bernard, that's what I'm saying. That
maybe you guys should go to court and get clarity on usage of mobile.
Or amend the law.
Yes, you see, I'm just saying this because I'm sure one day somebody will get up and say that arresting him for taking a photo of his ballot is unlawful, because as Godfrey just read to you, in about 14 US states. The matter had to actually be decided, because if it was that straightforward, there wouldn't be this division in the US about it.
No, you see, I understand the argument you make that we should test it.
Yeah, we should do.
But you see,
so that we are certain.
No, you see, but I'm saying that from what you have said, the simple act of taking a photograph, if it is confined for your purpose of all, your person, you want to know about it.
Yes.
It is theoretically possible to argue.
Because maybe I have dementia, so I want to remember when I get home who I voted for.
You're not of sound mind to be voting.
Dementia is not. No. Dementia is not.
It does not prohibit you from voting.
It's not a mental condition that prevents you from voting.
It's not.
Yes, it's not a. Listen, sometimes we need to do academic arguments. But you see, for me, I don't want us to assume anything.
It's true.
And I think that what you could have done in addition to what they said was that we know inducement is wrong, and that security officials who are supposed to help maintain law and order in electoral area should not do such things. But I think that the reasoning you gave for the importance of the secrecy has to be highlighted.
Yes, that's
for people to understand that in such a situation, photographing your ballot is not helpful, because beyond the violation of secrecy, it also can lead to inducement, or it can be you being a culprit in being induced.
Exactly.
See, so listeners, please don't go and photograph your ballot and say, Bernard, let's say you can photograph it. That's what I'm saying. I just wanted Sky to give me some meat, but I'm going to read a couple of comments for you, and then to underscore the seriousness of this issue of security officials doing what they did. So this person was an observer. Now he says I should not mention his name.
But
so I won't mention his name. On the issue of sharing food for the special voting, there's another side.
Okay.
I was in the central region.
Okay.
When they went to give food to their polling agents, senior officials of security agencies were fighting over the food, trying to snatch it from the party officials. Please don't mention my name. I beg. It happens all the time. They were sharing food to agents, and security boss said, "Give me my portion."
Rice and chicken.
You see, Bernard, you see the reason why again.
Hold on before you come in. No, hold on.
Okay. Very sad.
You see, because of the argument you have made, let me make what might seem to people to be a far-fetched argument, but it's likely to be a formidable defense that someone can put up. That I am generally a kind person. Right? I'm generally kind. No, hold on. You see, you are saying out of the goodness of my heart. What are you saying? No, wait.
As a mother
of this constituency, I have always shared food with security people. I have always shared food. Hold on.
Yesterday we dealt with that issue.
No, hold on. I'm saying, it's the same issue. It's the same issue.
No, it's not the same issue.
Hold on.
Yesterday you treated treatment.
Hold on.
So the treatment is clear. It's a decided matter.
No, hold on.
Don't go back.
Better allow me. The reason is that, you see, when you deconstruct the provision that criminalizes treating, just like this one.
Yes, treating.
Yes, there are elements of the offense that you must satisfy, right? So the prosecutor must prove, first of all, the conduct complained of actually happened, right?
It was captured.
Exactly. In fact, I broke it down.
But you see, I get what you're saying. By Sky, to the extent that this was a cue for people to vote, and we said that. You said treating is before, during, and after.
Yes.
With the likelihood of influence.
You say,
so your kindness notwithstanding, if somebody is about to vote and you stand in the queue, 4 steps to the booth to give the person food. Your kindness notwithstanding, it is very clear, or we are reasonable. I'll use your word. We can reasonably conclude and infer that you are treating.
But I want clarity on the message. Was the food being fought by persons in the queue or by those who were supervising?
The person didn't clarify, but the person said some people went to give food to some agents.
Yes.
And security people too were fighting for some of the food.
So if the intention was not to give them, to tell them that go and vote.
Because by the way, giving food to your agent is not an offense.
Yes.
No. Because half of the agent is working for you.
Yes. So giving it to the officer, the police officer, although he's in a queue to vote.
They said we're giving agents, and the officer
they're going to feed their agents.
So you see, in that case, the person is likely to argue that look, I'm kind. The people came to me and asked for food. I simply gave it out without even instructing them as to whether they should vote for this person or that person.
No, you're talking about in the case I read.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Okay.
But the food was originally meant for party agents.
That's okay. It's similar to what we are talking about. That, I just gave the food out.
Because your agent
I did not intend to, and it is not possible to infer that I intended to influence their decision.
But in the queue, you see, this is the thing. You have to be careful here. This party agent you are feeding, whatever you are, you see, you are a lawyer telling me, whatever you are doing around the polling,
I told you I'm making an argument.
The intention of the law is to prevent influencing people on their way to vote, during the vote and after the vote. So you said there's the action and the intention and the consequence of the action. So in the example this person gave, the person didn't say that they were at the polling booth. They just said they were giving food to agents, and the security there to say they want to chop some. And it became a butu fight. So in that case, maybe the person giving the food to his agent, in fact, the security guy took the food by force because he's fighting for food. So it's not like I give you food. So if I'm giving Nathan food and Caleb and Sky come and fight over the food, you can't blame me for giving Nathan food because you came to fight to collect the food I'm giving Nathan. So that one is not my problem. But we are saying you are in a queue going to vote and I give you food. That one you are treating.
Hold on. You see, that's why I told you that the elements of the offense, sometimes it becomes tricky.
there must be proof that you intended to influence my choice in the booth. Do you understand?
Yeah, but that one they can do it. But okay, so you are saying that for every instance of food sharing and money sharing, so I can even say that I'll give money to the person, but I didn't intend to influence his vote.
No,
that's what we can all say.
That's why I said
we can go and give somebody money for the booth and say, based on what you are saying, we can't prove that I was giving money for his father's funeral. So go and take the money.
No, that's why. No, you see, Bernard, hold on. You see, listen to me in the round. That's why I said that the law allows for a judge to infer intent. So the surrounding circumstances would lead a reasonable judge, properly directed, to come to a conclusion that no, this matter cannot be genuineness of the heart, but flowed from a certain malicious intent to actually lead to a certain conclusion.
So that's why the special prosecutor has to go to court. You see, that life is beautiful. You can go and charge somebody for something.
Yes.
The hard work begins with the case you make and proving
every
it.
Element
so
must be proven.
We have not crucified. We are basically stating the law and putting it to you.
Exactly.
But the real work begins with the special prosecutor or whoever is going to do this thing to say, look, this is the evidence we have, and this is why we think you should be prosecuted. There are people you can see doing something, but you don't have enough evidence to prosecute them. So the law is not like simple. Otherwise, judges don't have a job to do. You will spend 6 years learning the law. So let's read some quick comments and move to something quickly. Yeah, we have to. Time is not on our side.
No problem.
Ghana's first drive-through pharmacy is pleased to announce that it will run its regular 24-hour service throughout the weekend and on Farmers' Day. This includes our drive-through service when you are served from the comfort of your home. No need to get down. Our Kolebu branch will also run its 24-hour service usually. Remember, we are open right through the night and we deliver all night. Our Laboni branch will be open from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Now, this includes both the holiday, which is Friday, and voting day. Because some people may need to buy medicine that day.
Well, over the weekend, something will happen.
So, contact 055-140-0999. That's 055-140-0999. So, pharmacy Alpha Delta, they are open. And they are wishing you a happy Farmers' Day and a peaceful election weekend with the pharmacy open for those who may need. For those who may need. Now, if you are ready to boost your viewing experience, then Showmax is your best bet. With the latest blockbuster movies, popular international and local series, kids shows, and the Premier League, Showmax has it all and more. And with many payment options, signing up is as easy as ABC. Just visit showmax.com, follow the prompts, and pay with Momo, Visa, or MasterCard, and you're good to go. Stream all your favorite content from the comfort of your home or on the go. And for the binge watchers, Showmax has got you. So go ahead and add a little more to your viewing experience. Showmax, streaming for Ghana. Now, do you want your child to explore STEM this holiday season? Enroll them in Nyansapo Institute's online STEM program.
Yes.
This is from December 17th to January 24th. It's designed for students aged 12 and above. It's an interactive program that transforms screen time into exciting skills building fun. Students will dive into coding, 3D design, and hands-on projects, all from the comfort of their home. No prior experience is needed. Give your child this gift of STEM this holiday. How do you get on Nyansapo? Call 053-711-7334 or visit nyansapoinstitute.com to register. The number again is 053-711-7334.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Come on. Good boy. Honey, look, he's crawling. Wow. Good job. The new Cerelac Wheat and Maize has the combined goodness of wheat and maize grains fortified with iron, vitamins, and minerals also found in fruits and vegetables. To prepare the new Cerelac Wheat and Maize, just add milk. Enjoy your little one's big moments at less cost. Cerelac, care for them, count on us. This advert is FDA approved.
It's a great time for Ghanaian women. The nation builder John Mahama and Professor Jane Nana Opoku Ajiman will establish the first ever Women's Development Bank in Ghana. A special bank run by women, only women, to serve only women. Yes, the Women's Development Bank will support women's businesses by offering loans at a very low interest rate and on very flexible terms to empower women throughout Ghana. From hairdressers, market women, female graduates who want to go into business, online businesses owned by women, traders, dressmakers, caterers, food vendors, street hawkers, women in the corporate world, women in agribusiness, to other women women-led and women-owned businesses in all fields. No one will be left out. With Mahama and Nana Jane at the helm, Ghanaian women shall surely rise. Vote for change. Vote for John Mahama and the NDC.
Our city unity. Hello, spare driver. Are you sending the sales?
Boss, medicana kopim.
Hey, what the car to me so?
Boss, you no renew the insurance.
Charlie, I didn't have time. I had to go to the farm.
You can insure on the farm.
And I had to go to the market too.
You could have insured in the market.
I had to cook supper for my wife.
Even in the kitchen, you can still insure.
But how?
By texting or buyer on 0242 426 396 to help insure with Provident Insurance on WhatsApp from anywhere. Annie, baby. With Obaya, now you can insure your car anywhere, anytime. On WhatsApp, text Obaya on 0242 426 396 today. With Provident.
Man, you are covered.
From the comforting hugs and reconnecting moments to the thoughtful eulogies, funerals, whether big or small, must be dignifying. And that's what Lashibi Funeral Homes and Crematorium was set up for. From our state-of-the-art facilities for preserving remains, through our 450-seater chapel to our meticulously managed cemetery, we've got these and everything else you might need in one place. So if sending a loved one off in a dignified manner matters to you, reach out to Lashibi Funeral Homes and Crematorium immediately you lose a loved one. Call us on 050-953-2409 or visit us at lashibifuneralhomes.com. Lashibi Funeral Homes and Crematorium. Dignity for the deceased, comfort for the bereaved.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
The Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
They don't want to see us unite. All they want us to do is keep on fussing and fighting. They don't want to see us live together. All they want us to do is keep on killing one another. Top ranking, top ranking. All you skanking, all you skanking, oh top ranking. Oh, did you mean what you said? Are you? How are you? Are you? Lord, Lord, Lord. They say the blood runs, and it runs through our lion, and the heart of man.
922 Citi Breakfast Show. So Nathan, I don't know what you make or what comments are coming through on this this legal gymnastics we are playing here.
When it comes to matters of the law, I usually like to first get an understanding of what the law says before I state a position.
Let me read something somebody said. He says, Bernard, you see, the difficulty Richard is facing is that when the law was made, there were no cell phones. The problem now is that vote buying can be induced by knowledge of the fact that one can prove it. That is, if you prove to me that you voted for me, I'll reward you. However, if the EC announces that Party A wins at a polling station by, say, 10 votes, and Party B can produce a number of voters with pictures of their ballots exceeding the EC's announcement, can you imagine the confusion that will arise? So it's like,
it is true.
So maybe 10 people voted in the polling station. 6 of them voted for me, 4 voted for Sky. When they counted, they say Sky got 8 and I got 2. The 6 who voted for me all took a picture of themselves voting.
So which means in
and
that
there's
case,
a timestamp.
So which means in that case,
EC O'Malley. You see that thing? So Charlie, sometimes technology can confuse things, so we have to be careful. You know? Anyway, so yeah, Nathan, read some more comments for us.
Yes, Gloria Dedekosilati from Asinfosu says, I beg you, I know they knew the number of polling agents they had at the center. How come they didn't go with that number with at least 4 extra? But the food was so much that they had to cover more than 4 people in the queue. So that's her own analysis of the matter. This one says Sky's emphasis on every word he reads makes comprehension tricky. In my respectful view.
Oh, I see. Forgive me.
Courage Incorporated says, what can possibly be the personal use of a photo of my own ballot? I'm confused.
To remind myself when I forget.
Maybe you want to frame it and put it in your hall.
No, I just.
But you remember who you voted for?
I gave you a classic example. Maybe I have dementia. So I want to remember next week that I actually voted for the candidate I said I'll vote for. So I'll console myself that I did the right thing.
Kwame Bill Gates on Madenta says, if I take a picture of my vote, what offense in law have I committed? If somebody tries to prosecute me, wouldn't that be intrusion of privacy?
Because you know the other thing is Sky. When I am in the booth, I deserve privacy.
Yes.
So whatever I do there, you can't know. No, so if you say you are violating my privacy.
No, but you see, so again, then that takes.
We know because you share the picture.
Hold on. Hold on. You see, Bernard. You see, let me just settle this.
Settle it for me.
What I'm saying is that if you go into the booth, and you film yourself, right?
Photo.
You photo yourself voting for, say, party A or party B.
Yes.
That is just one leg of the offense having been committed, right?
The second leg is
the second leg is what you do with it.
You.
So you can film it and go and put it in your room or whatever you want to do.
Yes.
Once you have not shown it to Godfred or some other person as to do the things, and then maybe.
Or can the EC say, put your phone?
They can do that.
So if I know what the EC can do, we can create a phone table next to the polling booth. So when you go, you put your phone down and you vote. When you finish, you take your phone and go home.
And you
get it, they make it easier. This is a phone table. When you get there, your phone pocket is bulky. You put the phone here.
Can they manage that?
I think so.
I don't think so.
I think they can manage it. This is one person voting at a time.
If I put a small table next to the polling,
I say put your phone here.
Put your phone here. Enter the booth. Vote. When you finish, put your phone.
So
in
then
the
they
pocket.
give, like, you know, when you go to some offices,
they
give
write
1, 2, 3, 4 on.
No.
Not locker.
By the polling booth.
You are in a polling booth.
Okay.
Put a small table next to the polling booth. So Sky puts his 2 phones on it. He enters the booth and votes. When he comes out, he takes his phone.
Then you must first know how many phones the person has on.
No problem. So
but then can take the phones.
No, what I'm saying is that you must first know. So if I have 2 phones, then I give you one.
You don't get it. The thing is, before you vote, so there's no mixture.
No, hold, Bernard. What you are not? I'm saying that I have 2 phones. I give you one. That this is my phone, and I keep the other one. I go to.
This is in good faith.
You see. So then you must be able to enforce it.
It will be too much.
So that's where the problem comes.
Okay. So after these comments,
yes.
All right. Stephen Moscow says, while individuals have the right to discuss their votes, they must also understand the potential consequences. The country is responsible for preventing election violence.
Public policy.
So citizens should balance their personal rights with social responsibility.
This is from who?
Stephen Moscow.
That is writing from Moscow.
That's the public policy.
Thinking very correct. Moscow.
Yes.
Read Moscow again.
Yeah, Moscow is making sense.
Yes. Yesterday, Bernard, I disagreed with Steve from Moscow. No, sorry, Godfred rather. He disagreed with Steve. Today we agree. This one says, while individuals have the right to discuss their votes, they must also understand the potential consequences. The country is responsible for preventing election violence, so citizens should balance their personal rights with social responsibility. Evidence says perhaps someone may want to keep records of their votes for their biography many years later when they are gone. Clarity on this matter is needed.
The Supreme Court is busy. Let's not add more work to them.
Dr. Thompson Boama from Adenta says, is it not a case of a lack of education? I doubt the average Ghanaian knows acceptable conduct around the polling station. This one, Dr. Thompson Boama from Adenta says the Constitution, this one says the Constitution is crystal clear that voting shall be by secret ballot. Secrecy is secrecy. Absolutely no one, including the EC, must know who I voted for. Rights are not absolute.
We didn't say that.
To the rights
you see,
others.
Stephen, you are correct. What Godfred pointed out, which I used for this argument, was the question of photographing your ballot. And Sky explained that if that photo is used for something, then you are violated. But the mere act of photographing the ballot may not necessarily be a breach of secrecy.
Yeah, you know why? Because I'm reading an author, a professor of mine in Oxford. He wrote a book known as If AI. Is for a philosopher, and he argues that in his explanation of what is secrecy or privacy, he says that if a machine, assuming, sees my nakedness, right, without more,
that is not breach of privacy.
Mm-hmm.
But privacy comes in only where a third party gets access to that which has been seen by the machine.
Okay.
So let's say a drone goes up. I'm bathing in my chilepa payment, and then I'm wearing. I remove my papangu, and then the drone sees all the goods and services. You understand? Merely because the drone has seen that.
It hasn't violated your privacy.
Yes, but the privacy issue comes in where
Caleb
is the man busy behind the drone.
Broadcasting.
You see, so let's look at it.
But having said all of that, we need to reiterate that security officials who are supposed to maintain peace, they need to know that there's a certain minimum conduct required of people in uniform.
Yep.
The reason you have the uniform is for us to recognize who you are and the authority you represent. So your behavior in public at a voting booth should be above reproach. So we condemn entirely anything you do which is untoward in a polling center.
But what is it about makeup that lets us fight over takeaway, water, t-shirts,
bro?
Everywhere. If it's a wedding, we will fight. If it's an engagement, we will fight. Outdooring, we will fight.
It's poverty.
Election, we will fight.
It's poverty.
So far as food in that takeaway white takeaway pack comes,
it's poverty.
Why did Bernard get one and I didn't get one?
It's poverty.
Who is feeding Abeku and who is not feeding us? What is wrong with us?
It's poverty.
Well, I don't know. It's
why?
It's poverty.
It cannot be poverty. That a uniformed personnel of this country
can go and
says he is hungry.
Yes.
To Charlie Sky.
No. Let's
on duty.
Sky. There's a certain reduction in public life.
You have training,
which is not correct. It's not poverty. There's a certain. You see somebody urinating near the roadside, and this person is highly educated. Somebody's driving his car, he's in traffic.
That's poverty of wisdom.
That's my point. So it's not just. So I'm saying that there's certain. Look, when I was young, I used to say that you don't see if a man is in collar as a pastor. It's difficult to see them even eating in public. It's not because eating is a sin. There are certain when you have a certain position.
Same with lawyers.
I've never seen a chief eating in public.
You
get it? So there's a certain honor we give you because of where you stand, and you shouldn't be doing some things. This has nothing to do with poverty. It's just it's class and it's self-respect.
And the thing is,
it's not poverty.
Sky, listen. Why do you want? So political parties come to feed their agents, and then the political parties will say, "Oh, there are 10 security officers on duty. Let's give them food too." Why?
And by the way, Sky, listen. This is for voters. You see, when they are supervising an election, I recall that there was food arrangement made for everybody who was working on the election program. So this is what we are saying is that you are in a queue to vote as a security person and you are collecting food. That's wrong. Now, if somebody is working as a functional operative and there's food that is given for them as part of their duty, there's nothing wrong with that because they are on duty.
Yes.
Okay.
But
so whether the person
provided by their employers.
Yes. Or if in fact sometimes there can be a stock of food that is shared for everybody. So usually you are voting. You notice that sometimes you are voting. Somebody goes to the back to eat a bit and come back because he has to take his break. What we are saying is, I see, a voter should not be taking food from somebody who is to be voted for.
That's what I'm saying. Besides that, you see, besides that, let me add to the point. And you missed the point Nathan is trying to make here. If you send me, right, to go and report at a polling station and I'm there, and MPP or NDC or what's the name of it?
New Force
bring a truckload of food and say, "Oh, we are here to feed those of you who are working." I'm not taking it.
Of course not.
Yes, because I know that very soon I've been told that a truck from my station will bring me food. So when those officers are deployed to those polling stations by the organizations that supervise them, they are also told that, "Oh, when you go at this time, we will bring you food." It is not the business of party functionaries to come and say, "Oh, we brought jollof for the EC officials." No, because for a plate of jollof, you don't know what a man can do.
Thank you. So we
because you
don't
what the jollof is made of.
No, that's the very important. Is it because we don't want? He's saying that we don't want
to
start,
bring anything
because when you start, you know where it ends. So what if that party brings the jollof, and then for some reason the other party couldn't bring. They will say, party would do for this people brought jollof, this people didn't bring jollof. So when I'm counting
two elections ago,
stories.
It was an issue because at one polling station, one of the political parties their functionaries were fed by the other political parties. It was a seat that they had, and the seat flipped. But at the chaos that evening.
So apparently, so party A didn't bring food. So party B brought food for everybody.
And the people took.
And party A people took some of the food.
Now it was a seat that the other party held. The one that didn't bring the food, they held that party.
And they lost the seat.
They lost the seat to the party
that gained the food.
But gained food.
So which means that someone can even assume that the food was a bribe. So now the officials are concerned can say, so that's why everybody must take care of their people.
You see,
simple.
So these are
don't touch anybody.
Little ones. Let me raise the bigger ones. Is it wrong for a contestant in an election to go and donate, say, 500 motorbikes to the Ghana Police Service? Is it wrong?
Yeah, I think it's a problem.
Is it wrong for a contestant in an election or a member of parliament to say, I have used my own private resources and have built a police station for this particular
let me deal with that in my little understanding. In a normal year, you're in the second year of your term as MP, and you use your resources to do whatever amenity it is. It should
your
not be
own resources.
It could be yours, your supporters, or it could be common fund to do it.
It's common fund, it's not a problem.
But in an election season, so I will qualify it. In an election season, that would not be wrong. But because generally communities demand development, so whether it's a hospital,
a police station.
Yeah, but I get your point. So because police have a key role to play in elections. So even if it's not an election year, once you build a police station, the police have a certain
allegiance.
They sort of say, he's a good man.
Disposition towards you. Which is why the law is designed to prevent private citizens from doing certain things. So you remember that story of your people wanting to fix a road somewhere,
they said
and the assembly said no. But guess what? A parliamentary candidate was allowed to fix the road.
But he's not an ordinary citizen.
Why? It's not the person is not an MP. The person is a candidate.
Candidate. No, candidate. Not
the person is not yet an MP. The road that the assembly refused to the residents to fix. A parliamentary candidate was allowed to fix.
That's wrong. I think Sky's question was about the MP. So let's assume it's an MP.
So even I'm not a candidate. So the
idea. No. I think if an MP.
Yes. Even that is wrong.
But it's their degrees.
Why?
If a sitting MP can mobilize. So let's talk about Blackwell. We built a hospital, and then he got his people to bring equipment to put in the hospital. That's okay.
So let's say.
So that's a hospital.
Hold on. So let's say there was a need. Let's say at that very event, he says that, look, I'm giving you these things. You have voted for me and I'm working hard. I'm giving you these things so that on December 7th, right, you remember what I have done for you.
But that's what they all do. But he won't say it explicitly. I think the police is where the issue is. So we are talking about hospital. Let's take it one by one.
Okay.
So let's take it one by one. There are some things that are social in nature. So you build a school, you build a hospital. We all use it, whether NDC or MPP. I think the problem occurs when somebody who's supposed to be a referee. So you're talking about a police. Do you get it? Or a judge. So is it right for politicians who are not like ministers, like not the state, acting in their personal capacity to provide amenities for, say, security people or for judges? So for example, can an MP donate motorbikes to a police station, as you said, or can an MP build a courthouse? So maybe I am in Biakuye constituency. We don't have a proper court. We all have to go to Buem. So we want to build a court, and I'm the sitting MP. So I mobilize resources and say, let's build a court. Should the judicial service allow it? I think not. Because when it comes to policing and judiciary, institutions, don't forget we talk about independence. I told you that if you are not consciously independent, you subconsciously become compromised. I don't think we should allow people to be building police stations who are private citizens. We should not allow private citizens to be building courts. They can build schools because schools serve the public. Hospitals serve the public. But police station, no. But the police have police have a mediating role. The police are referees when it comes to conflict. So police, judge should not We shouldn't allow. A hospital is a neutral facility. He may benefit from it for votes. That's okay.
Yeah.
But it will not compromise the delivery of health care to people in the basis of whether he is from NDC or MPP. If he says, I'm building a hospital, therefore only NDC people should go there, that's a problem. So I'm saying that, you see, one of the things they say to us is independence from who you cover. Police, judges, we shouldn't put them in a position to be needing civilians to be building hospitals, to be building police, giving them motorbikes. It's wrong. Because if I am the MP and I give him 50 motorbikes, the commander has my number on speed dial. It's completely wrong. So stretching the argument, I remember when people started building hospitals and we were like, no, this is not a police stations.
We've done this on the show
before.
No,
this is not right. We should not outsource the infrastructure of our security services
to private individuals
and our judges. No, because that weakens their independence. It makes them
compromise.
Yes, it's like, this is such a noble guy. Maybe he's doing cocaine. Why should he be building a police station for me? We don't accept it. We don't accept it.
So here is. So what I'm urging now is that it is possible to draw a bold line of distinction between a good act and moving on from there, the intention behind it.
Okay.
So yes, I may be a politician. I may be, I just know that, this particular constituency of mine, there's a serious need in this place. So I am building the police station to address that need.
No, the police administration and the police council should actually explicitly say that private citizens should not be involved in building police
But the intention is not to compromise the police service.
Compromise is not an intention. It happens, it's relationship. The reason you see, when you say you are independent, you don't, if you are talking to somebody every day, you get attached to the person not intentionally.
Okay.
It is the exposure to the thing that makes you compromise. So intention is not the key issue in independence. It's the likelihood of being compromised because you are indebted to the person. And I'm saying that, you see, our security agencies, IGP is now building a new police headquarters. They've sort of built like some barriers and things. I don't even think they should take private donations for that. The state must take care of the police. The state
is building all kinds of things.
The state must take care of the judges. They should not leave judges in a situation where they need support from, because you see, you will appear before him.
That's a difficult
Sky,
one.
you are a lawyer. You always talk about ethics.
Yes, that's
all right. If you are going to appear before a judge, will it be right to send the judge a Christmas hamper?
No, it's wrong.
Why will it be wrong?
Is the
judge hungry?
Okay, no.
But you won't send it to him because you will appear before him one day. You don't want him to favor you over Nathan.
Yeah.
Now, why should a private citizen be providing those things?
You see, this question came up when the former Chief Justice, the one before the immediate past one,
yes,
when he appeared before the vetting committee to be vetted, the question was, just as you asked, his answer was that, look, he doesn't think that merely because a judge is given kuklu, chicken, by somebody, that means that the judge becomes compromised. That in our tradition, gift giving in situations like that, without more, do not raise issues of possible compromise of the person who is receiving the gift.
Maybe I don't know what question he was answering, so I will not comment. But what I
will
what I will say is that it depends. It's Sky. Do you know that when you work with international agencies, there are even categories of gifts? So I'll give you an example. When I visit countries as to do my work.
In fact, before you do that, let me just stretch it a little bit. You know, when you go to a chief's house, the tradition, the requirement is that at least you don't go to a chief's house alone, naked. You normally must have something.
No problem. And I'll address that.
Does that mean that when the chief, who is the man who mediates over conflict in your area, if he's sitting on your matter to decide the same, he's compromised by reason of... Okay, go on.
Countries that are serious about development, they have rules around what is an acceptable gift.
Okay.
So I go to meet an ambassador, he gives me a bar of chocolate. It's a symbolic gift. He gives me a calendar. He gives me a memento of his country's postcard.
If you give him a Rolex, he look at
you. He gives me a watch. He gives me... Do you understand? So if I can go to a chief... do a nice, why do you think the players exchange pendants? I do a nice kente embroidery. I do a portrait of the chief and I give it to him. I honored him. Beautiful. The question we are asking here is, and see,
the snap.
So I
deal with the snap.
Snap, no.
10 bottles of
no. Snap is tradition. Sky, we see. Let's stay on coins. We raise a very important Sky. We raise a very important point. Let's not get diverted.
Okay.
We are saying that we are seeing an increasing phenomenon of police, particularly receiving donations of motorbikes, and sometimes people building whole police stations for them. Now, the cynical person will say, if I'm a politician, I'll deliberately deprive them of public funding, so I will turn around and be their messiah. We should not put our security people in a position where they will need handouts from private citizens. Let the state build police stations. Let the state build courtrooms. Let the state provide them motorbikes. Even corporate entities, sometimes you can suspect. Because you see, if a corporate entity is doing tax evasion or insurance fraud, but they're in the good books of the judges and the police, if they are doing IRS and IRS wants to use police to catch them, they cannot. So you see, we should be we should not allow. And you see, it's important that even though the argument started about police eating rice, it's the same thing. If you cannot, you see, yesterday somebody sent me a text that I'm being petty for asking why police are being given food in a queue.
Really?
He who is faithful in least is also faithful in much. That's my response. And he who is unfaithful in least is unfaithful in much. If your child steals 1 cedi from you, you don't punish them because they've made you bankrupt. You punish them because you don't want it to become 1 million. So they get in front of the graphic front page. So a wise parent will not say, 1 cedi or we are into Namibono. And yes, he can't into Namibono. It's the fact that he can go to my room and take money that is not his and think and lie about it. In that same vein, if a policeman can be in a queue
voting
and somebody gives him food and he takes it without seeing it as a problem, maybe he didn't demand for it and he took it based on instinct. But having realized where he was and the fact that he's going to vote, he should give his back and say, no, I can't take this from you here. Sky, we should not encourage private citizens because the state has failed to start. They can fill the gap by buying polytank for their own house, by planting trees. But to build a police station and to start buying motorbikes for police, it will become a problem soon for us to face. That's how come justice becomes a precious commodity for the poor, because he cannot give anything.
But so would the police take, if I decide to buy uniforms for them, would they take it?
If they respect themselves, they shouldn't.
I'm not asking if they're taking motorbikes, they'll take it.
Even where there is a need.
Let me qualify it. This is what I will say. Give it to the assembly. And let the assembly give it to them.
On the uniform bit,
if you are going to give the police motorbikes, and you mean well, of course you also want to benefit from it. But the rec sec should take it and share. Don't go and give it and take a picture of the IGP and be smiling that you're giving the police 150 million cedis to build a police station. When your case comes, they will treat you different. We shouldn't allow that. We should not allow our security agencies and our judges to be so broke that they need handouts from the public. It's not respectful. We must pay them well so that when they sit, they are not thinking about what food to eat. That's the problem. They are so well trained, but sometimes the state deprives them of the basic amenities. Look at how hot the courtrooms are. Hot courtrooms, toilets not function.
I remember that's
how can you deliver justice when you don't have toilet?
The judge who brings his own fan to court.
So
the judge who brings his own fan.
You've raised some high level policy issues based on a thing we thought we're joking with, but I think that we should discourage it, because politicians, when you give them the chance, they will do anything.
But the conduct of public officers bill has been in Parliament for a very long time.
When is it getting passed?
I don't know. And there have been so many calls for the conduct of public officers bill, which addresses many of these issues to be passed, but it hasn't been. But the big issue, I mean, if I take you a few months back, we had this conversation where we talked about how some seasoned members of Parliament are no longer going back to Parliament. And Bernard, you remember you spoke to some of them on this show, and they told you that it's become too expensive going to Parliament. We have commercialized our votes, and you see, around this time, I would put the blame on the MPs also. When you call them and you ask them questions about the food they are giving, the money they are giving, they tell you, oh, it's a token, it's out of the abundance of my heart, the people are coming. And these are security officials, these are EC officials, these are journalists. If you are telling me that some of the delegates are coming from villages and you need to take care of their transport, how about the security people who are paid by the state? Do they also need food and transport to get work done?
There's an interesting comment a friend of mine has brought, which will end the show today. Bernard, I've lived in an area plagued by constant harassment from armed robbers. A neighbor generously offered his house as a temporary police station to help address the situation. Wow. How about this? This one is tough. It's not. No, think about it.
It's not.
An area plagued by armed robbery. A neighbor has an extra house. Police don't have a police post there. So he offered his house for it to become a police station.
The municipal assembly don't have properties.
They don't. No, even they don't care. So the neighbors came together and one of them offered. And then the police said, well, since we have the building, we'll move there. So the police were just waiting for a building to come. So they sent them in.
So what if 10 houses, 10 streets away, another neighbor says, okay, I'm also having issues.
No, it's the whole area.
Yes, but the house, that particular area is being plagued. That lane was being plagued.
Not the lane, the whole area.
No, but the person who offered the house probably has been a victim.
Yes.
So I'm also saying that if Sky lives 10 streets away and has been a victim, and his boy's quarters is available.
But the police station is, let's take it one by one. The police station is for the whole community.
Okay. That's what you think.
The community came
The person just paid for private security.
It will compromise the police.
The person just paid for private security. Forget it.
So, state, do your work.
But I think there's...
This is the Citi Breakfast Show. The city's biggest conversation.
What happens when ancient days meet modernity? What happens when a goddess wakes up in an era of digital chaos? Witness the epic battle between the past and the present. Catch the intrigue and suspense in Amwanime's era, a brand new epic telenovela showing Mondays to Fridays on Aquaba Magic, DSTV channel 150 and Go TV channel 102. Available on DSTV Access and Go TV Plus. Dial *759# to stay connected.
Come on. Good boy. Honey, look, he's crawling. Good job. The new Cerelac Wheat and Maize has the combined goodness of wheat and maize grains fortified with iron, vitamins, and minerals also found in fruits and vegetables. To prepare the new Cerelac Wheat and Maize, just add milk. Enjoy your little one's big moments at less cost. Cerelac, care for them, count on us. This advert is FDA approved.
Number one, Dr. Baumia Ono Enayato Aba Eyino as President of the Republic of Ghana. Order number one.
Asroa. We are now the team
NPP. Isha Allah. Buddha.
Zamu vote the one that case Sama number one. Dr. Mahmoud Baumia. She case Sama number one. She Zamuzabi inshallah.
Number one.
For development, for progress, for the future, and for your kids. Vote number one for Dr. Muhammad Baumia.
Sir, you pursue protect free SHS dia. Hey, Dr. Muhammad Baumia.
Baumia, what the number one touch. At the number one, so number one.
Free SHS in T, so number one.
Hello, boss. I just drove out of your premises. I've called you several times. Boss, I beg.
I gave you an opportunity to present your proposal with your financial statements. You didn't. If we approve and request for an invoice, that will take you another month, eh? You couldn't even provide receipts from the last job. My brother, we have given the contract to someone else who promptly furnished us with what we needed. Get serious.
Yehoah.
Don't be caught in this mess ever again. Restart with Build. Build provides businesses with a comprehensive accounting software with features that make your bookkeeping, accounting, tax, and payroll functions seamless. Our support team is always available to assist and respond to all your inquiries. Log on to www.build.africa and sign up. Call 030-80-4007 or 0303-974-832 for more information. Build. Bookkeeping made simple. Results made extraordinary.
Win big
big. Just buy any Samsung, TCL, Media, and NASCO electronics and appliances and stand a chance to win free TVs, air conditioners, washing machines, refrigerators, gas cookers, chest freezers, home theaters, small kitchen appliances, and many more. How to enter? Dial star 920 star 888 hash. Select option 1 to enter raffle. Select region of purchase. Enter item serial number and you're good to go. Increase your chances by buying more to enter multiple times. Follow us for weekly and monthly winner announcements. Terms and conditions apply. This is approved and regulated by the National Lotteries Authority on the Caritas Lottery platform.
Kudu, Ghana, the elephant is calling. Get ready for the biggest and the final rally for election 2024 put together by the New Patriotic Party. The New Patriotic Party at the Nichani Ahusepesronko Elton South African Party Menina and in the general public say the party shall climax all its nationwide campaign activities with a final rally ahead of the 2024 general elections. Now, say rally way, Yatudin said the possibilities victory rally. Matthew 19:26. But with God, all things are possible. Ebaso Yawada, December 5, 2024. Time 1 p.m. sharp. Venue University of Ghana Sports Directorate Park. Any University of Ghana Sports Stadium no ena edi inshanim. Na special guest Amuba Jumedi His Excellency Nana Adodankwa Akufo-Addo, the President of the Republic of Ghana. His Excellency Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana and the presidential candidate of the New Patriotic Party, John Ajakum Kufuor, the former President of the Republic of Ghana. Honorable Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempe, Honorable Stephen Ayesu Intim, Lawyer Justin Kodia Frimpong, Honorable Alexander Kwamina Afenya Makin, Honorable Akosia Frema Osai Opare, Enuti, all party members, sympathizers, and the general public are invited to participate in this historic program, which will be carried live on all media houses. Enuti media houses in contact the Campaign Communication Directorate for any inquiry. It is indeed time for bold solutions for Ghana's next chapter. NPP Eshi Rado.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Just a minute. 3 minutes to 10. We'll read a couple of announcements and then wrap up with your comments.
Yes, Bernard. If you're looking for reliable uninterrupted internet electricity supply, Deep Solar Ghana has you covered. With 58,000 Ghana cedis, you can go fully solar and have your peace of mind. Call us on 059-549-4113. Visit deepsolarghana.com to learn more. Also, if you're looking for litigation-free land, if you're looking for a group of people who specialize in land acquisition, construction, design, property management, and more, Royal Kingdom Estate is the name you're looking for. They have prime locations in Accra and Ebri. Land is starting from 90,000 Ghana cedis. They have flexible payment plans as well. Various rooms, 2 bedrooms, premium furnished apartments for short rentals in East Airport. All these are available. Visit them at Cantonment. They are opposite Soul Clinic International School. 055-755-5909, 027-277-8880. Email is info@Royal Kingdom Estate. Royal Kingdom Estate, building communities, nurturing dreams.
Now, between December 24 and 31, if you want to go to South Africa, please speak to Global Wings and Travel and Tours. They are organizing a 7-day trip to Cape Town and Joburg, an exclusive package that has all kinds of interesting components. Call them on 0550-188-181 to find out more. Global Wings Travel and Tours, truly global, proudly Ghanaian. And if you're a mother out there, this is great news for you. The all-new Cerelac is on the market. It has wheat and maize grains fortified with iron, vitamins, and minerals, and all you need is milk. So fix that for your child, and they'll be happy. Cerelac, care for them. Count on us.
All right, let's read some quick comments, Caleb, before we wrap this up.
We always think we are broke and need someone to help us. There is a police station in Tesano built by a private person. His business is so close to the station. Do you think he will ever lose a case in that police station? What if that neighbor is the real armed robber?
Good question.
Yakubu Ibn Chambers is asking, on the matter of gifting, it is the appearance of impropriety. This refers to a situation where someone's actions, even not inherently wrong, could be perceived by a reasonable person as unethical or questionable, potentially damaging their reputation or public trust due to how their behavior might look to others regardless of the actual intent.
Okay.
Bernard, don't even assume all these takeaway packs could contain food. Some of the packs contain money. It's only a disguise. Osei from Takrade is saying, hello Bernard, good morning to you and your team. I agree with your point on civilians not allowed to involve themselves in security and justice creation. When someone knows an officer or a lawyer, look at the way they behave. How much more he or she building those facilities, we would be doomed. What every one of you has said is right. Okay, sure.
And this one basically from Kojo, it says that we need to make the law clearer. In those states where in the US where judges are voted into office, if you are a lawyer and you don't make contributions to the judges' campaign. And you
oh my God.
And then Bernard, you asked a question about why people fight at funerals for over food. Yeah. So this one says, because the party jollof and funeral jollof are nice, pa. We eat one there and we take one home. It's coming from Akosia.
Thank you so much for listening. Final announcement today. Eastern and Western region are doing special voting tomorrow, and we'll be covering that for you as well. Zoe Abube Duadu has City News at 10. Take it up, Zoe.
Coming up, one more person killed in Boko.